along over the next 6 months to next 5 years. We'll have a little more decadal view as well. So first part of our presentation will be on markets. Uh, yeah, and then we will go to a little bit on options trading as well, because many of the clients that trade are also trading with options. So we've got Raj Thakkar, is Raj with us, Raj Deepak. Raj looks after our research, and Raj will talk about the market outlook. And we've got Jay Thakkar with us. Jay heads the derivative research, and Jay will talk about options. And after the two presentations are done, the first will be take around 35-40 minutes, and then another 40 minutes. We'll talk a little bit on a study that we did on investors, retail investors investing in stock markets. What did they do right to, kind of create money? And we will then spend, around 40 minutes on the ICICI Direct platform, because a lot of you use the product, use the platform, so you may have many questions, which we will run you through many of the features that's there. And then we'll have Q&A. So on the Q&A, we will have, whatever questions are there that you have in your mind, please feel free to ask that, and we'll address all the questions. So right now we'll go with the flow, right now you can just absorb, and after the session, we'll have Q&A as well. I'm also happy, to be joined by our CTO, Mr. Balaji, CTO for ICICI Securities. I thank him for his time today. Sir and ma'am, with your permission, we will start the session. After the session, there's going to be a little bit of, high tea as well outside, which is arranged, and the washroom is on the right side here, right? So I start, Raj, over to you. Looking forward to enriching market outlook today. Thank you.
Okay, morning everyone. Myself Raj Deepak Singh. Well, before starting anything, just wanted to have a simple question. Looking at guys, how many of us here they started getting into market post 2020? I'm not saying कि आप उसके पहले नहीं थे, आपने उस पर ध्यान देना ज़्यादा प्रारंभ किया. You started giving more attention to the market post 2020. Right. So I'll start with something philosophical, like life is a cycle, right? Who knows better than the city of Hyderabad? I started my corporate journey from this city. It was my home for some time, and now I'm back after 15 years. So it was very pleasant memory which I had of Hyderabad. But at the same time, we had seen our own ups and downs. In 2001, when the city was at its peak, so then the tech bust has happened. In 2008, along with the GFC, यहाँ पर भी बहुत ज़्यादा problem आई थी because of the real estate, and many of my friends were working in Satyam at that point of time, and then Satyam gone bust, and I don't remember any part of the city where Satyam office wasn't there. So we have seen those things, and same thing is with the market. इसके भी ups downs होते रहते हैं. What I believe, what has changed the market and where we are right now, that is something which we are going to extrapolate, which we are going to talk about. लेकिन जो मुझे लगता है, everybody has their own opinion, and everybody's opinion is welcome. But for me, what I believe, what we believe is that there was a big reset in our life, everybody's life, during the COVID times. It was a big reset, and that's why I asked that question, ki why people have given more attention to the market post-COVID. So what COVID has done? So in terms of our lifestyles, so a lot of changes has happened after COVID. We start trying to get healthy. Some people who stopped drinking, some people started drinking, some people stopped smoking, some have started. So there are a number of things which has happened during COVID times. We started learning, we started adopting technologies. तो जो वर्क फ्रॉम होम का हमने कभी नाम नहीं सुना था, that is started happening post-COVID. So number of things has changed. And in terms of markets, your apps, your social media adoption, that has increased evidently, I would say. Everybody is now an analyst. There isn't anything which you are not aware of, and I am aware of. I'm pretty sure whatever I'm going to present today, आपको उसके बारे में थोड़ा बहुत तो 100% पता होगा. But at the end of the day, what Saurabh has said, कि there is always a question mark. So we'll try to answer that question over the period of next half an hour or so. So the question is, why we are bullish? And we are at all-time high, 23,500. और कितना? अब यहाँ से डर लगता है नीचे जाएगा, कितना नीचे जाएगा? This is the main question, right, for everybody. But at the end of the day, what is the most important thing in the market? मतलब at what point of time you think you are not for the market? और ऐसा क्या है जो उसके बिना आप मार्केट में घुस नहीं सकते, कुछ नहीं कर सकते? Any answer? मतलब any what is the most important thing in the market? Money. It's all about money. Huh? Yeah. It doesn't matter whether you like a stock or not. If you don't have the money, you can't do anything. Right? So all of us here, not us, we as in India, that has transformed post-COVID, and that's what happened. So this is the flow, normal SIP flow in India over a period of time, which I've tried to represent it. So आप अगर देख रहे हैं तो somewhere in 16 it was less than 4,000 or somewhere close to 3,000 crores. And post-COVID, suddenly जिसको trajectory बोलते हैं 45 degree की, that has started happening. So where is this money has come from? From us, because we got a bit of more financial literacy. So that is something which has happened post-COVID, and because of it, our market is at all-time high. And do we think it is going to stop? I don't think so. And there was some news. Let me talk about the news also. Ki, last month, SIP cancellation were the highest. But that was because of some guideline change. कि अगर आपने लगातार 2 महीने तक अपना SIP में पैसा नहीं डाला है, तो that SIP gets cancelled. And when I talk to industry specialists, वो क्या बोलते हैं कि देखो कुछ लोग होते हैं जो 500, 600, 1000 रुपए के SIP करते हैं. जो स्मॉल मनी है वो छोटे में पैनिक हो जाता है, and they started curtailing down their investment. But the big money, that is continuously flowing. And when I'm talking about the SIPs, that is not just the equity, that is total SIP. So the fund is into equities, debt, and other asset classes also. But at the end of the day, more than 90% of this money goes into equities. So what this has changed. Again, I'm not mentioning anything which you are not aware of, but the upper line is the investment done by mutual funds, HNIs, retail, so Indian public. नीचे जो है वो हमारे FIs हैं. एक टाइम पे बोला जाता था कि FIs drive the market. That's not anymore true. Now we drive the market. We, you, me, and the rest of the country, that drives the market. But let's forget about the mutual funds and HNIs. Let's look at the retail only. This is the retail. Only you. I'm not talking about the big corporates right now. Only you guys, me, you, and the rest of the normal public, we have overtaken from the FIs in terms of AUM in the market, in terms of हमारे पास कितना percentage share है किसी भी company का. This is for the overall NSE. Okay? तो एक बचपन में हम लोग को जब मैं छोटा था, पता नहीं आप तो थी नहीं बेटा, एक एनिमेशन आता था दूरदर्शन में, एक चिड़िया एक एक करके अनेक चिड़िया दाना लेके. So what I believe, what has happened here, this unity, this financial literacy, this across the board people started believing in India, that has caused this huge change in the psychology, in the huge change in the market, and that is driving the market. So now giving you some more data points. ये क्या है मतलब before I would say COVID once again एक कहावत थी कि if FI sneezes we catch cold, right? So the red line or the red bar is about how much they have sold, and this percentage points they are selling how much Nifty has fallen. We are just talking about the Nifty right now. So let's see, with the average of 3,000 crores, okay, selling, we have witnessed more than 2% fall across the board, right? And forget about 16, 16 बहुत पहले चला जाता है. We are talking about 1890s. So just before COVID. And now, this is the recent data. I don't remember the day, but I think it was January 17th and 18th when Israel attacked Gaza or otherwise. In just 2 sessions, FIs have sold almost 20,000 crores from the Indian market. The net impact, 20,000 crores, 2%. So that has happened. The liquidity which we have provided, that has held the market. Now, people who can look at volatility, the option traders and other guys, they look at the implied volatility. So what does it indicate? It indicates कि आपका perceived risk कितना है, कि जो भी options में trade करता है या फिर otherwise also market volatility, implied volatility suggests that what is the perceived risk by the investor in the market, or the traders, not the investor, by the traders. So in 2021, normal volatility, I would say the average volatility is somewhere around 19, with the mean of somewhere around, I would say 16. That has changed in 22 further. Aapki volatility, we have seen in 2020, what has happened? Anything major? Global event? No, 22. I'm talking about the other one. Yeah, Russia. So because of that, volatility has remained high, a bit higher, but look at 23. Nothing at all. The volatility has came down substantially, and the average volatility was somewhere around 12. The median was also somewhere around 12 only. This year, so many events, and still even on the just before the budget, the highest IV was somewhere around 24. Most of the time, we have spent the time somewhere around 13, 14. Again, I think a couple of days back, we were back to 12 and a half. So that is the volatility. So if volatility is low, market perceives the risk is on a lower side. अब आते हैं मेन चीज पे. कई बार ऐसा होता है ना कि आपका, अच्छा, how many of us invest only in the blue chips? Only in blue chips? Mostly. So your portfolio is not performing, right? Yeah. So right now, given the market conditions, it's not performing that way. So story तो change होती रहती है. So आप अगर मैंने मतलब this is Y2D return in the last figure. So Nifty return is just over 8%. Majority of those returns have came just during the election or post-election time. But look at the rest of the indices, particularly Nifty Junior. अच्छा, अभी सबसे बड़ी थीम क्या है मार्केट में? अगर किसी से पूछे तो 2-3 चीज़ों का नाम, यस, डिफेंस. एंड हाउ मेनी स्टॉक्स ऑफ डिफेंस आर इन निफ्टी? No, 0. So when there is a certain theme and that theme is not playing out, and again there is another point of contention that do we buy Reliance, do we buy HDFC Bank? But do we have that power that we can move those stocks? As of now, we haven't attained that power that we can move Reliance and HDFCs of the world. They hold almost 23 or 24% weight in Nifty. So when only 2 stocks, what is the return of HDFC Bank till date, YTD? 0 or negative, right? The same with the Reliance, hovering around 3,000, below 3,000 level since the early part of the year. So we are not, these stocks are not making money. So there are times when your only heavyweights perform, there are times when the rest of the markets is performing. And when we talk about the FIs, the serious money that goes into the market, for them, anybody, अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं कि US का इंडाइसिस क्या है, तो आप लोग में बोलेंगे S&P, राइट? S&P, डाउ में तो 30 स्टॉक है, बट US में तो 6000 स्टॉक लिस्टेड है. Are we investing in those 6,000 stocks or rest 5,770 जो ETF के थ्रू भी हम लोग करते हैं? Those are in the Nasdaq index. Yeah. So the same case for them. They don't know much about our market. They are primarily focused towards Nifty. That is the best part. कि they अगर जब वो आएंगे तो निफ्टी चलेगा, जब वो नहीं आ रहे हैं तो हमारा निफ्टी परफॉर्म नहीं कर रहा है. But rest of the market where all of us, we belong, we invest, that is performing well and much better than the rest. They have sold more than 1 lakh crore during the current calendar year. I am not, even in the month of June and a recent short covering rally also, the net inflow is almost zilch, a marginal positive till the month of June. और ये जो मार्च में हम लोग देख रहे हैं ना 27,000 करोड़ का जो नेट बाई है, that was primarily due to the block deals. If someone can remember that point of time, Syngin sold his stake in Bharti. There was a block deal in Indigo. There was a block deal in Tech Mahindra. So number of block deals happened in the month of March, where FIs have participated. Even the ITC, 18,000 crore back. So वो figure भी इसमें आता है. So because of that, we are witnessing this 26,000 buy in the month of March. But actually, this is also negative. And if I'm not wrong, they have sold till date more than 1,000 crores, 1 lakh crores this year. Now, guys who are looking into charts, I'm sure many of us, what will you do if you find this chart? Any answer? Kitna hai? This is a yearly chart. This is Jan 2000 peak, and that is the recent one. Anyone, please answer. What will you do? You will go long, right? You know what is this? Any idea what is this? चलो नहीं पता चलेगा. This is the ratio of Nifty 50 versus Nifty 500. And I am not talking about the rest 1,800 stocks, because in NSE there are almost 23 stocks are listed. So what I was just mentioning, that your Nifty performance shouldn't be considered as a market performance right now. Because of this, your broader market will continue to outperform because of your money. When FIs will come back, your Nifty will perform. That point of time, you may see that your heavyweights will start performing. I am not saying that they will not move up. It's more about, I am talking about the outperformance. Okay, so if the broader market is moving by 5%, we may see Nifty moving up by 1%, 1.5%, which we have witnessed so far in this year. I don't think there is some issue with the numbers, or if I am not able to read this Japanese or whatever the language is it, but it was supposed to be English. So what it was that in 2003, if I am not wrong, this pie was the market cap of Nifty stocks in 2003. And this is it was the rest of the market. It happened in 2008, the lower one. That has declined a bit. That has changed drastically. This is of May 2024. Look at the investment in mid cap and small caps now. That's why your broader market is performing. I just wanted to give the glimpse. Everybody has all the rights to go wrong. We have gone wrong. We may go wrong in the future also. But at the end of the day, what matters is the broader outlook. What matters, the direction which we are into. So when Saurav started, he told about that question mark, what we should do. And the answer of that question mark is, look at yourself, look at your investment, look at the way your adaptability has changed for the market. So almost only 63% market cap is with the Nifty right now, or 67% if अगर ये मैं जापानीज पढ़ पाता तो. Now something for the Nifty. कि हम लोग बात करते हैं कि निफ्टी कब चलेगा, कैसे चलेगा. Let's suppose you have invested 500 rupees during the COVID times when Nifty was 10,000. now at 22,000 or 20,000 levels, let's suppose you are selling 200, or you are taking out your investment. Are you in or are you out? You are still pretty much in. During the COVID times, when everybody was out of bound and they don't want to invest, they were not sure, FIs have poured more than $23 billion in India. Over a period of time, last year per se, particularly in 2021, they have sold drastically. Once again, this year, we are witnessing continuous sell-off. In 2021, we have seen some cool-off in the market. This year, we are not witnessing even a marginal cool-off. So our domestic liquidity is taking care of that sell-off. And once they are back, and believe me, they will. And once they are back, they will back with a bang. And at that point of time, your headline indices, and what I mean by Nifty, that is going to perform like anything. So it's just a matter of time. So there will be a phases that is also be there. क्योंकि कई बार होता है ना कि कई बार हमारा पोर्टफोलियो नहीं चलता लेकिन मार्केट निफ्टी चलता जाता है. अभी तक काफ़ी टाइम से ऐसा नहीं हो रहा, बट ये कब होगा मतलब उसके बारे में मैं 2 मिनट में बात करूंगा. बट कहाँ पर वो लोग पैसा डाल रहे हैं अभी भी और कहाँ से वो निकाल रहे हैं, एक सेक्टर वाइज एक छोटा सा हम लोग के पास आइडिया होना चाहिए. सो जब मैं उस चीज़ को देख रहा हूँ, आप लोगों के सामने वो डेटा है. सो दे आर सेलिंग फाइनेंशियल्स कंटिन्यूसली. And particularly, if you remember, it was the SDFC Bank primarily, which has been sold off like anything. But their money is continuously pouring among pharma names. And pharma, आप अगर देखेंगे जो हमारी भाषा में बोलते हैं ना, सुमड़ी में चलता जा रहा है. धीमे धीमे किसी को ध्यान भी नहीं दे रहा है. And pharma stocks are moving like anything. Sun Pharma has given almost 40% return this year. We are not talking about that. Biocon from the lows has moved up. Cipla, despite promoter wanted to sell, the market valuation is so high that nobody is ready to buy at those valuations. So, and Dr. Reddy, look at those stocks. I'm just giving you the names, and they are the Nifty stocks. The money is getting into there. Serious money is getting into there, even at current levels. In financials, being the heavyweights, being the market drivers, they are still not able to get that sort of money. अब एक these are not part of the, in construction you only see L&T, and apart from that no other heavyweight stock is there, in particularly in Nifty. In metals, Nifty has just I think 4% weight. But metal and mining, that depends significantly on China, not just domestic events. So if China starts recovering, then we may see a good up move in the metals. But overall, there isn't anything majorly negative in the metal segment. That is still a positive. Construction, I'm talking about the L&T and the heavyweight, that remains positive. That is also one of the best performer of the market right now. And so far it has outperformed, and we believe that in the future also that will continue to outperform. So coming to my answer कि when this money will come back, when this serious money, जब हम लोग देखेंगे हमारे financials will also start moving up. तो सिंपल सी बात है ना, जब आपके पास पैसा होगा तभी तो आप डालोगे. So right now 5.5% with the US interest rate, they are in the dire need of their own money or the situation, and even US market is performing well. So as of now they seems कि क्यों रिस्क लिया जाए, कोई भी क्यों रिस्क लेगा. आपको 5.5% वहाँ पे इंटरेस्ट मिल ही रहा है, आप क्यों पैसा निकाल के कहीं और डालोगे. The way the day they started lowering down their interest rate, money will flow in. And historically, we have seen that with lower interest rate, India receives inflows. So when up till 2014, from 2008, we have seen a humongous inflows. And during this tenure, when we see a sharp rise in the interest rate, we have witnessed the outflows. So once again, market is expecting that interest rate will start coming down from November onwards. So perhaps we may see inflows even before those, before the event itself. So what we believe somewhere from the September or even early mid-August, we may see FIs inflows will getting into market once again. Now, as an investor and foreign investor, what will you prefer most? So you need some stability, right? And apart from the market conditions, जो एक बहुत बड़ा factor होता है, that is the currency. आपकी करेंसी पर मान के चलिए कि आपका आज रुपी 80 रुपीज़ का है फॉर एग्जांपल, एंड आफ्टर 1 ईयर आपका वो 80-100 रुपये हो जाएगा। आपने जो भी पैसा डाला वो तो अपने आप 20% उसकी वैल्यू कम हो गई। एज ए फॉरेन इन्वेस्टर थिंक अबाउट दैट कि अगर आपका रुपी डिप्रिशिएट करेगा 5% से, तो आपका जो भी यहाँ पैसा लगा हुआ है वो भी 5% से कम हो जाएगा। इवन इफ यू आर गेटिंग रिटर्न्स ऑफ 15% इन द मार्केट, तो आप जब करेंसी को आप उसमें एडजस्ट करोगे, क्योंकि आपको एट द एंड ऑफ द डे डॉलर चाहिए, आपको रुपए नहीं चाहिए। आपने डॉलर में इन्वेस्ट किया, आपको डॉलर चाहिए, तो 15 - 5 इज दैट हैज कम डाउन टू 10%। सो what has this government has done or the current RBI management has done, or I shouldn't say that RBI management, but the market conditions are like that rupee has been one of the most stable currencies so far, and that is a big factor. So with that factor we believe that jab bhi paisa aayega, and that's what I'm even giving the time frame, that perhaps from the August itself we may start witnessing those inflows. So that is going to be very positive for the Indian market. जो कुछ मैक्रोस होते हैं उनमें से एक मैक्रो फैक्टर और एक बहुत बड़ा मैक्रो फैक्टर ये है कि आवर रुपी हैज़ बीन स्टेबल सो फार। सो मार्केट वाज एक्सपेक्टिंग 50 बिप्स, बट नाउ इट हैज़ कम डाउन टू 25 बिप्स, सो लीव इट। और एक बहुत बड़ा सेगमेंट है पैसिव इन्वेस्टिंग का, जिसे हम लोग ETF बोलते हैं। एनी आइडिया, दिस इज द MSCI पाई चार्ट, जिसमें इंडिया का वेट अभी 18% है। एनी आइडिया व्हाट इट वाज जस्ट 3 years बैक? इट वाज 8%। चाइना वाज समवेयर अराउंड 35% और 34% जस्ट 3 years बैक। और दिस इज समथिंग, दिस इंडेक्स इज समथिंग जो सब लोग, बड़े बड़े लोग फॉलो करते हैं। उनको भाई पैसा अगर डालना है, तो जैसे आपको अगर पैसा डालना है तो आप किस में डालेंगे? निफ्टी में डालेंगे। तो निफ्टी में रिलायंस पे आप 100 रुपये डालेंगे, या आपका जो भी NPS में पैसा कटता है या फिर कहीं पे भी पैसा कटता है, तो क्या होता है कि वो निफ्टी का जैसा वेट है अकॉर्डिंगली डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो जाता है। कि रिलायंस का अगर 10% वेट है, 10% वेट है, तो आपके 100 में से 10 रुपये रिलायंस में ही जाएंगे। तो सिमिलरली अगर MSCI में कोई भी फ्लो आ रहा है, तो उसका आज की डेट में 18% इंडिया में आएगा अगर फ्लो आ रहा है। और जब वो आएगा 18%, तो उसका 10% HDFC बैंक में और 11% रिलायंस में जाएगा। सो दैट इज द पैसिव इन्वेस्टमेंट। यू कांट स्टॉप दैट, यू कांट इवन थिंक फंडामेंटल और टेक्निकल ऑन दोज टाइम्स। गिविंग यू अ रिसेंट एग्जांपल, इन October 2022 निफ्टी वाज 18,800। इन नेक्स्ट 30 days or 45 days, or I would say 30 trading sessions, by the mid-December 23, sorry, October 23 to mid-December 23, from 18,800 we moved all the way by towards 2,800, 2,000 points within 1.5 months. Why? There was sudden inflows in the market, or that might be there once again in the next couple of quarters. So just to conclude, see, apart from the broader market that is continuously to perform what we believe, but that money which has been evading us so far because of the higher interest rate and other factors, so by what we believe that in the next couple of months that will start pouring in once again, and we may see your heavyweights outperformance coming into the picture. So yeah, that's it. Thank you everyone.
Maybe Raj, on behalf of the audience, if I may ask, so you spoke about heavyweights coming back, but what would be, let's say, 3 sectors first of all that you think we should invest in, and then one stock in each? I think if you could just talk about 3 stocks and sectors.
See, there was a theme, PSU themes few days back. Every stock from the PSU space was performing like anything, and हर चीज़ का एक फेस होता है, and post election if you see those PSU names have not been able to perform that way. But if I have to pick among the PSU, banking segment will be को वेट पूरा नहीं मिला जो उसका वेट होना चाहिए था। लेट सपोज निफ्टी में HDFC बैंक का 11% वेट है, उसको MSCI में 11 की बजाय 5% का वेट मिला बिकॉज ऑफ द सम FPI फ्लोट कंसर्न्स। when since the month of January these guys have started selling that stock, वो float बढ़ गया, and there was the expectation that in the June itself, और जो हुआ है 20 बिप से रह गया था in the June quarter कि उसका जो है float जो है उनकी requirement को full कर पाए, but again they have, so I am pretty sure कि by the month of जब इस quarter का result आएगा तो HDFC Bank will be able to fulfill that criteria. So the stock will be the weight of HDFC Bank will be full. So in that scenario, I am talking from the passive investment point of view. Result आएगा क्या reaction देता है, I am not getting into that. But from this passive flow point of view, HDFC Bank should also be a short-term play.
So you spoke about PSUs.
Banking, no.
Banks.
So in telecom, so we have only 3 players in the market. So at any point of time, if I have asked you which operator will you prefer, huh? Jio is not a Reliance is not a pure play telecom. But Reliance, we are talking about the stock, right? हाँ, तो Jio is not listed. हाँ, Reliance is listed. You have the answer. So see, there is a story. अगर लोग कहते हैं कि आइडिया, बहुत सारे इन्वेस्टर आइडिया आई एम नॉट अगेंस्ट एनीथिंग, आई एम नॉट हियर टू गिव दैट व्यू कि हाँ मुझे अच्छा लगता है ख़राब लगता है, बट व्हाट आई नो कि अगर कुछ भी पॉजिटिव होता है टेलीकॉम स्पेस में, सबसे ज़्यादा उसको यूटिलाइज करने के लिए अगर कोई है तो दैट इज़ भारती। आप उसकी मार्जिन प्रोफाइल देखिए, आप आइडिया की मार्जिन प्रोफाइल देखिए, आप उसके हर महीने आइडिया अपने 6-7 लाख कस्टमर लूज कर रहा है। So pure play telecom operations में we have among hybrids we have just 2, Bharti and Idea. So I would prefer Bharti any day. And third would be the in construction space L&T. Yeah. So among hybrids.
Sure. So you spoke about 3 sectors. I just want to ask you on 2 more. One is defense. A lot of people have invested in defense, railways, and what about technology? Because technology is also a sector which a lot of people kind of invested in.
सी टेक्नोलॉजी, मैंने एक स्लाइड दिया था करेंसी को लेकर, और साथ में एक चीज़ बोली थी कि मतलब मेरा पर्सनल ये बायस है, मेरा हमारी रिसर्च का भी ये बायस है कि रुपीज़ शुड एप्रिशिएट नॉट डिप्रिशिएट। हमारे जिस तरह से मैक्रोस हैं, सो दैट आर ऑल फेवरिंग दैट रुपीज़ शुड एप्रिशिएट। आपको पता है कि इंडिया गॉट इंक्लूडेड इन MSCI एंड ब्लूमबर्ग बॉन्ड इंडाइसेस। From June itself, 28th of June itself, we are going to witness $2 billion flows into the bond market per month for the next 1.5 year or 2 years. So that sort of flow should trickle down rupee on a lower side. That means on the appreciating front. So अगर rupee appreciate हो रहा है तो SaaS software के लिए we may not be that great. And secondly, our software is too much dependent on US. वहाँ पर जब तक आपकी डिस्क्रिशनरी स्पेंडिंग नहीं बढ़ती है, वहाँ पर जब तक लोग अपना खर्चा करना नहीं चालू करते, तब तक शायद आईटी में वो परफॉर्मेंस ना देखने को मिले। बट हैविंग सेड दैट, एक बार जो हमारी एक मेन इशू यही है ना, जो मेन कंसर्न है कि एफआईएस का पैसा कब आएगा। तो अगर हम बात कर रहे हैं कि नवंबर में वो लोग रेट कट करते हैं, ठीक है, तो परहैप्स अगेन आई बिलीव दैट समवेयर अराउंड दिस क्वार्टर, अगर उनके रिजल्ट के बाद हम लोगों को थोड़ा सा पैनिक देखने को मिलता है, तो दैट वुड बी वेरी गुड टाइम टू एक्यूमुलेट आईटी स्टॉक्स, आईटी नेम्स, बिकॉज फ्रॉम देयर वहाँ पर कुछ निगेटिविटी रहेगी नहीं। अगर वहाँ पर इंटरेस्ट रेट कम होने चालू हो गए तो मोस्ट ऑफ द निगेटिविटी हैज़ बीन ऑलरेडी फैक्टर्ड बाय द मार्केट। सो फ्रॉम हियर ऑनवर्ड्स आई डोंट सी, आप देखो ना, मैं आपसे बात करूँ तो 2 साल में भी आईटी का रिटर्न क्या है, कुछ नहीं है। पर्टिकुलरली अमंग हाइब्रिड्स, TCS, Infosys, they are just performance after long consolidation coming into the picture again with the this interest rate declining trend. Regarding defense, तो see as a personal level कोई भी स्टॉक जब बहुत ज़्यादा चल जाता है ना तो मेरी हिम्मत टूट जाती है। आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट माई सेल्फ, एवरीबडी हैज़ देयर ओन स्टाइल ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट। सो आई डू रिमेंबर IRCTC in such times कि in 1 month or so or 2 months the stock has zoomed up by almost 200%. So what I believe, there are pockets like shipbuilding and that space that may still do well, but in the heavyweight name we may see some consolidation. We should see some either price correction or time correction, and then we may get into that. Buying at every level doesn't make sense. वो भी एक बात है और आप मतलब मार्केट इज नॉट समथिंग विच इज गोइंग टू स्टॉप टुमारो. वो एक आमिर खान की पिक्चर थी ना कि बस ट्रेन का वेट नहीं करना चाहिए, एक जाएगा दूसरा आएगा. आई विल नॉट नेम द थर्ड वन बट तो बस यही है कि मार्केट इज नॉट, इट्स फुल ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटीज. इफ यू मिस वन दैट डजंट मीन यू हैव मिस द बस. देयर विल ऑलवेज अनदर बस इज इन वेटिंग. यू जस्ट नीड टू फाइंड आउट कि आपको बस नंबर क्या है, रूट नंबर क्या है, आपको किस में चढ़ना है. If you missed out on a railway theme, you will find another theme. Right now, what is the theme going on in the market? Chemical and fertilizers. Right? So, if you are a trend trader, if you are into trading, then you should be able to identify those trends and trade in those pockets. For me, I am more of an investor. मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि farmer should do well in the coming quarters. I am not talking about the days here. So, I am investing in farmer.
Sure. Few more questions. One is that the budget is just nearby. Do you see a risk of sell-off? Anything which goes wrong, and what are the negatives you'd really like to watch, if at all, and which could kind of trigger a sell-off in the budgets?
See, I'm not the right person to comment on that. See, Taraman ji हमें कुछ बताती नहीं है, and but I don't see there will be much of the change or stance from the government point of view. What is this government has done in terms of policy? आप पिछले साल का भी बजट देखो तो पीपल वर एक्सपेक्टिंग कि कुछ तो पॉपुलिस्ट मेजर लेके आएगी, कुछ तो करेगी जिससे गवर्नमेंट जो है वोट के लिए कुछ करेगा. तो आई डोंट सी दैट मार्केट है पॉपुलिस्ट हो सो फॉर, एंड दे हैव ऑलवेज अ 10-year टाइम फ्रेम कि हम 10 साल में ये करेंगे, हम 5 साल में ये घर बनाएंगे, हम 10 साल में घर में पानी पहुंचाएंगे. तो बजट हैज़ बिकम more of a non-event which it used to be 10 years back. Last year budget अगर कि इस साल का जो बजट था, what was the return of the market on that particular day? Zero. It was absolutely flat and it was an expiry day. So for me budget has become a non-event. It would be more कि government का focus कहाँ है. तो obviously with the मतलब again with my own personal bias, no research involved here. Perhaps government may look out to towards the agriculture segment. शिवराज सिंह को वहाँ पर एग्रीकल्चर मिनिस्ट्री भी मिली है. he is known for performing, if I am not wrong. So perhaps we may see that space getting more allocation. हमने नैनो यूरिया की बात बहुत टाइम से सुनते आ रहे हैं, बट उसको किस तरीके से लेकर आते हैं मार्केट में, बाजार में, we need to watch it out. And if you look at the fertilizer stocks, so again you have to find the best among the lot. So yeah, fertilizer I believe is the space, and the chemical. Yesterday only I was talking to my HOD and we were discussing that India is planning about Adani port के पास में. Adani port has also asked for the extension कि एक बहुत 300 million टन का एक और पोर्ट टर्मिनल लेके आ रहे हैं. अगर इतना बड़ा टर्मिनल आ रहा है तो उसका यूज़ क्या है? Obviously for the export market, and what we were discussing that for जो शर्ट हम लोग पहनते हैं, from everything which we are using right now here fitting here, almost 30% of the components are from the China. So world is looking out for something alternatives. India seems to be a better place, and with the export opportunities also there in chemicals. 70% of the chemical market has been taken care by the China. तो वहाँ से अगर थोड़ा भी आता है तो हमारे लिए वो बहुत बड़ी बात होगी.
So what are the 1-2 stocks in chemicals or fertilizers that you're looking at?
See, I was looking at Coromandel.
Coromandel.
So for me, but recently, this year itself, stock has moved up from 1100 to 1600 odd levels. But still, overall, not just that stock, that entire group.
Yeah.
I find that, see, it's more about the promoter also. You should aware when you are investing. So I don't know them personally. What I heard, what I read, it seems like yes, they are better placed. See,
Sure.
we are in the Hyderabad, right? We have seen in 2008 what promoters had done. We are still infra, and I was here that point of time.
Right. Okay. So last question is on mid caps, because a lot of people are interested in mid caps. Any few stocks, top stocks, that you feel investors should look at.
again, it's more about the theme. So in financials, PSU name, IRDA, मतलब रेलवे फाइनेंशियल में है आएगा. अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ बहुत हैं, अगर वो क्लिक कर गई तो स्टॉक कुड बी एनीथिंग. मतलब आज से 3 साल पहले हम HL के बारे में सोच भी नहीं सकते थे कि इस तरीके से हो. बट अगेन it's not, when you are getting into a theme, don't expect it to pan out in 2 months or 2 quarters. That's the theme, and that would be from the financial space. And the government का जो मेन एम है, जो जिसके लिए गवर्नमेंट जानी जाती है, दैट इज़ द इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. सो इन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर स्टिल योर रोड बिल्डिंग नेम्स लाइक PNC or the NCC of the world, they are still looking good to us.
Sure. Okay. So thank you. We will continue the conversation
Thank you
after
everyone
in the
for
Q&A.
listening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Raj, for the lovely session. Thank you. So I'll now request Jay Thakkar. Jay is a popular face on television as well. He comes a lot on Z Business. So for people who are interested in options trading, Jay is going to talk a little bit on options trading. I mean, I must, before the start, options trading is not for everyone, right? So, people who are not conversant with the risk profile, should happily do equity investment, long-term equity investment that really, really does very, very well over any period of time, which is a little more long-term. But people who are looking at, short-term trades in the market, and I do understand that, amongst our population, there is a sizable population. So, Jay is going to speak about that. Yeah. Thank you. Jay, over to you.
Thank you, Saurabh, and hello everyone. Good morning to all of you. We're just getting it ready. So before that, I would like to understand from you all that how many of you are trading options? How many of you know about derivatives, the kind of uses of derivatives, but are not trading? Okay, so we have a number there as well. Okay, so friends, I would say that derivatives has gained a lot of volumes nowadays. Since many years now, if you see, then the volumes are just increasing there, and there are many reasons for that, right? Prior to that, friend, can we have PCR? Can we have the video played? Yeah. So before I start my presentation, I would like you all to have just a look on my one of the video which I want to present it to you. It's the common one which I present generally most of the places. So can we have that video? Yeah. So sure, we'll come to the video. Please let me know once it is done. I'll start with my presentation until then. So today I'm going to talk about the derivatives as a whole and the expiry day strategy. This is the recent thing which we have come with in one of our platform on iDirect Spring platform. So I'll come to that, and then once my presentation is done, so once Saurav does his presentation, he will also present how to basically trade in that and more about those products. Yeah. So yeah, see, I'm just giving you the overview of derivatives. What's derivatives? Okay. So derivatives is a contract that has derived its value from some underlying. Okay, na? So this is very simple thing to understand that it includes commodities, stocks, bonds, interest, etc. Currencies and many such things. So for example, gold as a physical commodity, we know gold. Gold is quite popular, right? So, but then gold futures and option contracts are also available, right? So that futures value is derived from the underlying. Okay, so that's futures. That's the contract which one gets into. Likewise, we have petrol and diesel prices. Okay, so mostly everyone has the vehicle nowadays. Now that is derived from where? Crude. Okay, so derivatives is an instrument which is derived from an underlying value. Okay. So what are financial derivatives? So as quickly We have stock, bonds, currencies, commodity, interest rate. We have few of these financial instruments, of which we have the derivative contracts. I mean, we have forward, futures, options, swaps, and other things. Today we're going to focus on futures and options. So those who are trading into futures and options, they know it. Those who are not, I'm just skimming through it, that what exactly derivatives is, so that you understand. Also, I mean, those who are not trading but knowing and would like to know more about it. So it's kind of an education to them on derivatives. Excuse me, can I have this changed? It's not working. So till that happens, I mean, the PCR is solving the issue. So basically, futures and options, this is what I'm going to actually present it to you, for you to understand what futures and options are, all right, and how one can use that to either hedge their portfolio, okay, that's point one, or create some alpha from the portfolio. So that is something which one needs to actually understand from derivatives. Yeah. So what are the uses of derivatives? Very simple thing, that एक farmer रहता है, so farmer would always like to basically hedge their whatever the harvesting they have done, right? So मैंने इतना suppose wheat का farming किया है, कि rice का farming किया है, tea farming, whatever, South tea, coffee is quite popular out here, right? I mean, I'm fond of coffee as well, so I many a times order from South as well, mainly from Coorg. Yeah. So, I mean, many of these farmers would like to basically hedge it by selling it in forwards. Okay, that today, for example, 500 rupees per kg, 1000 rupees per kg, maybe 5000 per kg, depends on the coffee prices, right, and the quality of the coffee as well. So I know the coffee prices are higher, and it depends from variety to variety. I mean, the prices differ. Civet coffee is the most costliest coffee in the world, right? And you find here in South as well. So what I'm trying to say is that one can hedge it by selling it to someone. Someone is buying it because one thinks that the prices are going to go up, right, in forwards. So this is what is called futures. It happens in the, I would say, off market. It happens, you can say it's forward, okay, over the counter, okay. And when these derivative contracts are traded on the exchange, they are called exchange traded derivative segments or products, right? Now, what are the uses of derivatives when I come to stocks? So that is something now I'm going to talk about. I've given you an overview of what derivatives is. Now, how to use that in stocks or equity. Suppose if someone wants to buy Reliance, assume the price is 2100, the quantity is 505. Nowadays the lot size is 250, whatever the quantity, 505 is the quantity, the value would be 10,60,500 rupees. So if you want to buy Reliance right now, okay, if you have bought Reliance, it would cost an investment of 10 lakhs plus, okay. Price rises by 2%, it goes to 2142, you make 2% returns, right? Because price has gone up 2%, you have paid fully, you make 2%. If you have bought a derivative contract, in derivative contract you need not pay full amount. You need to pay the margin, which is calculated by the exchange. That's the VAR, depends on the VAR of this security. So there you might have to pay 4 lakh rupees only. If the price goes up by 2%, okay, you make the same amount, that is 21,210. Yeah, so if I have to show, then if you can see the second last row is 21,210. That's the profit. But now that profit is on 4 lakh rupees and not 10 lakh rupees. So ROI increases from 2% to 5.5% roughly. That now, if you have this, there is a disadvantage as well. If the prices go down, on your investment you can lose 2%, but if you have So if you have an advantage, you have a disadvantage as well. So it's like both the sides of the coin, right? So one need to understand this properly and trade accordingly. Another use of derivatives is, I mean, we had a recent corona crash, the biggest fall which we had seen, a very quick fall rather, I would say, not the biggest fall, the very quick fall which we had seen in the recent times was during the COVID. Okay, the market had crashed from 12,400 approximately to 7,500 on Nifty. Okay, I mean that recovered very, very fast, good, because of the Indian government could take care of the situation out here. Otherwise, I mean, it would not have been possible in India to recover so fast, right, with such a huge population. Coming to how you can use derivatives in this kind of a period. Okay, so you are having a portfolio of say 1 crore, 10 lakhs, whatever, you can hedge your portfolio as well if there are crises coming in. So derivatives' main purpose was to introduce to hedge your portfolio, hedge as well. Okay, so to somehow, protect you from the downside if at all in market, which can be as big as corona or something like that, or maybe 2008 crisis. So that's the uses of derivatives. I mean, if it is used for buying and making good returns, it can be used in the selling side as well or hedging side as well, right? So that's this other advantage of derivatives. This is a payoff of derivatives, very, very simple, of a future. So it's a very linear chart. If you see, the line is very linear. I mean, it's one way up. So if you are on the right side, if you have bought a future, if the prices go up, you make money, but you have a unlimited downside risk as well. So that you need to understand. And similar goes with sell a future. Here too, the line or the payoff diagram is quite linear if you see. So if the security goes down, if you're short in, say suppose the mid cap Nifty at 12,400, the prices go down, you make money. Say if it goes to 12,000, but if it goes to 13,500, you make you make loss, and that can be unlimited as well. I mean, that's as per the definition. Otherwise, you have a contract, right? So that's the payoff diagram of futures. So I hope everyone has understood what derivatives is, what futures market is, what are the advantages that you can make good returns if you're on the right side. But at the same time, if things goes against you, against your view, losses can be unlimited. So you need to be careful when you're trading with instrument. Now see, it can be with any instrument. Okay, so especially when it's derivatives, I'm telling you this. Otherwise, you anything you leverage more than your capacity, and if it goes against you, I mean, obviously you will not be able to manage it, right? I'll come to options now very quickly. So we have done with futures. I come to options, and then we'll see that how we can use options nowadays, because maximum of the volume happens there, right? I mean 98%. So I'll come to that as well. 98% of the overall derivatives volume, right? So what are options? See, option is a contract that gives the right but not the obligation to buy or sell the underlying asset or before a stated day or day at a stipulated or a stated price for a price. What does that mean? So if you are a buyer of an option, there is no obligation for you to buy the shares. Okay, you have to pay the premium. So as an example of Reliance, when I said you are buying futures at 2100, you might not pay 4 lakh rupees even there. You would just pay some premium for call options. So there are two types of options, call and put options. Out here, like futures, you need not pay the entire margin. What you need to do is just pay the premium. I'll make you understand that as well with an example. Okay, the seller of an option has an obligation. Okay, so it's all exchange traded, things get squared off, but the last day, if you are in the money, you need to buy it or maybe give the delivery. So that's how it is, right? So that's the definition. Now why options? Example, very, very simple. Those who don't understand derivatives, so I have made you understand forwards or futures using that farmer example, gold and crude example. Options I'll make you understand with this example. So suppose if you are buying a home, I mean your salary has gone up or your business is doing good, you want to buy a property in Hyderabad. Okay, you have made a lot of money in equity markets, you want to buy a home, and you think the prices are going to go up. Interest rate, if you think that are going to come down, that might support the buyers, right? Because it'll be 8.5, 8.7%. If interest rate fall to 7.5%, obviously that will create some again demand for housing. Obviously, yes or no, guys? Yeah. So who would like to buy a home? Bus. बहुत है सब लोग के पास घर लगता है, रेंट पे भी देखे रखा लगता है, अच्छा है। Although किसी को खरीदना है घर, someone wants to buy a home. Okay, so what does the first thing one does is token advance, right? मेरा book कर दो, please book a flat or a office premises for me, take a token. Why do we do that? Because we have liked it and we don't want to miss the opportunity. And tomorrow if the prices go up, suppose OC आ गया, occupation certificate happens in Hyderabad also, right? Same law, right? So OC आने के बाद prices go up, right? So you give the token amount of 1 lakh rupee and the property price is 50 lakh rupee. If the prices go down and some reason, fire NOC and OC नहीं आया घर का, so prices will drop ना, the demand for that property. Will you buy that home now? You will not buy na, because for selling going forward by you would be difficult. So you will let go of 1 lakh rupee. Yes. And if you like it and if the prices go by 55 lakhs, will you make a profit of 5 lakhs rupees? So you paid how much? And you made a profit of 5 lakhs. If the property price goes down by 5 lakhs because fire NOC and OC नहीं आया, building में क्या रहेंगे? So prices will drop to 5 lakhs. What is your loss? Not 5 lakhs. You understood? So that is what is options. You don't pay the full margin. Like futures, we are unlimited loss. Here there is no unlimited loss when buying option. It is just up to the premium paid. I hope you are getting, right? Second is insurance. Okay, so as I said, if you want to hedge your portfolio, if you are having say 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs, 50 lakh rupees portfolio, see, you cannot hedge your portfolio entirely. You can, but then the hedging cost increases. Okay, so if you are having 1 crore portfolio, if the market comes down by 20-30%, how much will you lose? Almost 30 lakh rupees. Do you think, I would not like to lose 30 lakhs? At least, obviously, if I don't want to sell my shares, it is for long term, for my kids. I don't want to sell it. Okay, but at the same time, if there is an opportunity and if there is a downside, such a huge expected ahead of any event, I mean maybe budget or maybe elections or maybe some war happening outside, things can come down, right? Russia war, it came down from 18,800 to 15,200, right? So that is what Corona mein aaya na niche. So like that kind of an event, you can buy put options and hedge your portfolio, and this will help to limit your downside. It will not completely hedge you, okay? It's like an health insurance or life insurance, कि कुछ पैसा तो आ गया. Otherwise, whose life is, I mean, can you really price someone's life? It is priceless. Likewise, portfolio cannot, it's like priceless only. I mean, पूरा hedge कैसे करेंगे? But कुछ तो आएगा. It's like that. So it's kind of an insurance. So as I said, you understood options as well. I hope so now. Any doubts? Yeah? No, great. So there are two types of options. One is call option and second is put option. When do you buy call option? When you think the prices are going to go up? Paying premium only here. If you think prices are going to go down, you will buy put options. Simple, right? Now, who are the buyers of a call option and sellers of a call option? So, the prices are going up. The prices are going up like this. You would be buying call options. The prices are going down or they're going to remain sideways. You can sell call options as well as a hedge. So, suppose if you have bought Reliance, okay, and if you think that, no boss, my Reliance I like for next 2 years, but I don't think that in 2 months is going to go up. Okay, suppose if, who is having highest holding in Reliance or any other Nifty 50 stock? Highest holding, Nifty 50 में से होगा ना? Which stock, ma'am?
I have all Reliance, TCS.
You having 5 lakh?
More than that.
More than that. See, now, ma'am, if you tell me that if 1 quarter result of TCS is bad, will you sell all TCS?
I don't have it in, I'm only investor, I just.
Exactly. That's what it is. I mean, so ma'am is having good holdings in majority of the A group stocks. She doesn't want to liquidate just because of 1 quarter negative. I mean, एक सेमिस्टर में तो हमारे बच्चे का भी रिजल्ट कभी खराब हो सकता है, तो उसका मतलब थोड़ी को ब्रिलियंट नहीं है, right? But then at the same time, there is an opportunity for ma'am. Okay, 1-2 quarters it may not perform, but overall for 3-4 years it will perform. So ma'am can sell call options as well. If not, buying put option, because ऊपर तो जाना नहीं है, So that will help ma'am to create some income from it. And that is a hedge. She has bought Reliance and selling call options of Reliance. If prices go up, you are any which way is making money in your equity. But if prices go down or remain sideways, you are making money by selling options. Conversely, for put options, simple as that. Okay. So when the prices go down or you are expected to go down, you are buying put options. When prices are likely to go up or remain sideways, you can sell put options as well. So see, you have opportunity to trade in derivatives using all the three price trends: up, sideways and down, right? When you are just buying, okay, you have an opportunity to make money when the prices go up. Understood?
So what is the time frame we expect, whatever is the contract? I've never
Sure,
done that.
sure. So we'll be soon sharing, Saurav had a good thought, so we'll be soon sharing those few ideas as well with all of you, that which stocks wherein there is a good liquidity, say for Nifty 50 and likewise, wherein there is a good holding of people as well, like you ma'am. Those stocks, every stock has a limited upside every month. I mean, if Reliance, if you see historically, cannot go 20% up by every month. So we know that, or 10% every month. So we know that 10% is the limit for Reliance to go up every month. So probably those are the strike prices or those are the call options which we can sell. Okay, isko par to jayega hi nahi, it will not go beyond those things, right? So that we are going to share as well on our website, on our research reports and everything. That is called a cover call strategy. So you have Reliance, against that you are selling options. You have TCS, against that you are selling call options. So those are called cover call strategies. That will help you out, right? Now this is a payoff. Very simple, as you have understood, call and put. What is the downside? Limited. 1 lakh rupee, remember that. When you are buying a home. Limited. Kitna bhi niche jaye price, only up to the premium rate. But what if the price of that home becomes 50 lakhs to 80 lakhs? Suppose the airport is coming. You are making unlimited profit? That is what it is. Unlimited profit, very limited downside. Right? So options that way is quite relatively safer than futures as far as the downside risk is concerned. And that is for put options. Opposite, mirror image. And this is for selling options. Now this is something which has unlimited downside and a limited profit, because when you sell options, you only get premium, right? But downside can be unlimited. Okay. Now why should one be doing options then? So very quickly, I'm not going to look at what's written there, ignore that. Just look at this. I mean, options market has 98% volumes in entire derivatives market. So those who are doing derivatives, they know that. Those who are not, this is for them as an education to understand that yes, options market has 98% volumes of entire FNO, right? And amongst that, 56 and 36% happens in Nifty and Bank Nifty options, right? Now friends, very quickly, as I said already, that there are three types of trend: uptrend, sideways trend and downtrend. Perfect. So three trends, any one can happen. So each of them is having probability of winning or success of 33%. Right. So if I flip a coin, it can be heads or tails. The probability 50%, tails probability is 50%, 50-50. Here it is 1/3, 33, 30, 30. Okay. Hence option has to be traded very smartly and very quickly. Because when you are buying options, friends, the probability is how much of going right? 33%. So India playing against Zimbabwe, what is the probability of winning? Maybe 90%, 100%. Great. Right? But here, by nature, it is 30% only. Hence, it's to be very, decision has to be fast. Okay, I mean, you cannot do investment that I bought option at 100, 80, 60, you cannot average options. You are averaging stocks which is good. Fundamentally good stock should be averaged. Okay, but not options. Right? If you are in loss, cut it. Now, I will come to few of the option strategies. Before coming to option strategies, this is one thing which I will quickly go through. Okay, although it's very deep concept, but I am daring to explain this also in a very short time frame, but then I am trying to explain it very quickly. It is nothing called but moneyness or intrinsic value. So, options premium are this. Okay. And option has something which is called intrinsic value, which you can say the fair value or or fundamental value? Fair value or fundamental value? Okay. Suppose Reliance has a fair value of 2500 as per all the fundamental research. Example. Why? Based on his earnings, corporate earnings, कि Reliance का quarter में इतना profit होता है, future में इतना profit होगा, तो what is the fair value? 2500. And suppose if Reliance is trading at 2900, so what do you say? The stock is trading above its fair value, and what do fundamental analysts or investors say? It is overvalued, right? But there is some fair price to it, na? And every fair price of that has derived, different analysts have different way of arriving at fair value, right? But options has nothing like that. It's very simple. So we have a spot 9850. Suppose something is trading at 9850. Okay. For a call option, anything below that is called in the money, anything out of that is called out of the money option. I have mentioned that in green and red. Okay. And anything at the spot is called at the money. So there are three strikes or types of strikes in option. In the money, at the money, out of the money. Okay. Out of the money doesn't have any intrinsic value, that is fair value, zero. So what is intrinsic or fair value? When you subtract spot minus in the money strike, you get a fair value. So what is 9850 minus 9800? 50. So that is the intrinsic value. Below that, if you see option price is 140, so 90 rupees is time value. Why there is time value? You are taking leverage for 30 days, or you can say 22 trading sessions. आप किसी से ऐसे ही ले लो ना, लोन ले लो, काइंड ऑफ एन इंटरेस्ट, तो लोन फ्री में तो नहीं आता, राइट? सो आपने दिया 90 रुपया एक्स्ट्रा, समथिंग लाइक दैट, बट अगर वो नहीं हुआ तो वो जीरो हो जाएगा. So at the end of the day, at the end of the contract, derivative contract, if prices remains at 9850, you had invested 140 rupees, what will you get at the end of the expiry? Zero. So how to take benefit of that? We'll look at it. So basically, see, all the options are at highest premium at the start of the expiry. So you can see 100%. But most of the option prices comes down to zero by the end of the expiry. So you can see in the right hand corner chart, option expiry, most of the option ATM and out of the money options, all of them go to zero. So I am telling you that something is trading at 100 rupees, there is a very high probability of this going to zero, or 50% of them going to zero options. It's a good thing, right? Very evident, very obvious things. Zero ही होने वाला है. तो zero होने वाला है तो उसका benefit कैसे लेंगे? We'll look at that. So I made you understand what is the concept of option seller, what are the advantages. I'm not going to go through this now. Okay, I have made you understand what is the concept of option buyer as well, कि आपने premium pay किया and you just paid 11 rupees premium to buy ITC 430 call. If the prices go from 430 to say 450, you make 20 rupees. 20 rupees would be the price of ITC. So you're making around say 1400 rupees profit, and which is 78%. So तो आप समझ ही गए ना, option buy करने से there is a high profit. So I did not explain this as well. Now what are the parameters of doing this? I mean, those who are already trading options, for them I'm going to highlight this. Those who are not trading options, they can also, I mean, just have a look at this, but especially those who are trading options, I mean, those who all had raised their hands, that they are very much into it, for them especially, that friends, these are the few parameters or options buying which we use in our YouTube live session as well. Any one of you joining our YouTube live? I mean, when I was standing outside, you are joining, ma'am? Great. How are you liking it? Liking it? It's benefiting you? You're learning a lot. I mean, I would, those who are trading, others who are trading our options, trading in options or derivatives, I mean, couple of, or many of you, in fact, 25, 30 people raised their hands. You can join our YouTube live sessions. I mean, many a times Saurav also joins and presents on the product side. But otherwise, I and Raja there from the research side. YouTube live sessions. That happens every Wednesday and Thursday for the expiry time. Okay, so I mean, outside also a couple of you said that it's really helping. I mean, when I and Atul were actually discussing few other things, Naveen had also come and said that, many, Chetan had also said that it's really helping people. So great. No, sir, we do have it on our Telegram. Yeah, Saurav will address it. Yes, sir. Yeah. We do have, and there are a couple of things to follow for that, and Saurav will definitely, guide you through that, how to take advantage of our services, right? These slides, this is a recorded version, right? So we are live on YouTube right now. You can check it later also. Our recording, it is available. Yeah. All right. So now these are the parameters, friends. I'm coming to that. These are the parameters which we are using in a YouTube live as well. So hence presenting that to you. So ma'am would be knowing that this we are using. So see, there are two type of analysis for the short term. One is called technical analysis, the other is called derivative analysis. In technical analysis, we use chart patterns, technical charts, which Raj was also trying to explain few things through charts, whether it will go up or down, breakout hai ki breakdown hai, right? We use VWAP, we use trend lines, we use momentum indicators to understand whether the prices are likely to go up or down. Up ja raha hai to call, down ja raha hai to put, simple as that. Second, we understand using derivative analysis, something like we check the options chain to understand where is the highest concentration of call OI and put OI. Okay, so if there is maximum call open interest at 23,500 Nifty call, then it is unlikely that Nifty, until unless it surpasses that level, it will go up. Likewise, it is highest OI build up at 23,000 put, means for this expiry next week 23,000 is the important support. वो break हुआ तो जोर से जाएगा, otherwise it will trade between 23 to 25. Got it? We look at something called as PCR. If PCR is too oversold, okay, if there are more calls written than put and it has reached to say 0.5, 0.45, it will bounce back. Conversely, if the PCR goes to 1.7, 1.8, I mean it's too overbought and prices will come down. These are the few things which it's just an I would say contrarian indicator. Okay, for contra beta I have mentioned as well. And lastly, we look at few market participant data, which Raj through his slides was explaining about the FI flows and all in futures and options. So we look at that also. I mean, how much net percentage FI is long or short. Okay, so maximum of the time, if you see if they come between 10 to 15, I mean, it's market bottoms, right? So these are the few things. These are the few things which you use in our YouTube live. You can join us as well and understand how to practically apply it. Expiry, I mean, this is very important for all the option traders. I mean, I'm sure that they must be trading weekly and monthly expiry. So this is something which I have for you at the beginning of the week or month. Okay, avoid at the money or in the money options, because those are the strikes wherein which has highest OI and maybe premium. So the sellers would like to take benefit of the same and try to sell that. Okay, you can, if you have a proper view, then you can buy out of the money options. Those are cheaper and that will help you to stay in the game for a longer time. When you come closer to the week or month expiry, it's very important then that to avoid out of the money options, because then the delta is very less, so the probability of price going up is very less. So at the midweek you buy slightly out of the money option or at the money option. When you are buying or nearing the expiry or on the day of the expiry, you should be sticking to at the money or in the money options. I mean, because you get the good advantage of the delta. So these are the few tactics or the strike selection methods as well. I mean, these are mine which I follow. So this can help you as well. Right. Now coming to my last topic, that which are the few strategies which can help you on a regular basis consistently. So those are all the hardcore option traders. I mean, I'm sure that this is going to help you a lot. So see, this is the historical range for the Nifty. Okay, that's the historical range for Nifty. Nifty, if you see in the last 5 years, trade within the price range of 0 to 5%. Okay, every week. If someone asks you na, next week market क्या लगता है, so you can say 5% से ज़्यादा नहीं लगता, and you are going to likely to go right. And if someone asks you every week na, then you can say the same thing and you will go right 96% of the time. And people will say, wow, you are amazing. आप सही बोलते हो, कैसे बोल लेते हो? But this is the history. Beyond 5%, market is trading only 3% or 4% time every week. So when I know the range, how can I benefit from it? I can sell out of the money options. Okay, I can sell out of the money options. They are going to likely to go zero, but I will hedge it also by buying out of the money options. Same thing happens with Bank Nifty. If you see, there is a weekly range for Bank Nifty which is 76%, 0 to 5%. So when I know the range, it becomes very easy for an options trader to trade. Okay, even if someone is creating a covered call strategy, one needs to understand the range of that particular instrument. कि इसकी रेंज जितनी हर महीने की, हर साल की, हर क्वार्टर की, तो फिर ये वाला कवर्ड कॉल करना, ये वाली स्ट्राइक सही रहेगी. सो देयर आर डिफरेंट मेथड्स ऑफ कैलकुलेटिंग अ रेंज. Simple as that. Okay, that's Bank Nifty within 0 to 7% is 88%. Okay, so this is what I was trying to explain. I mean, if you want to, for example, Bank Nifty is at 47,400. I will sell out of the money option of 49,200 and 45,500 put option. I will sell these two options, or maybe I'll sell 46,200 and 48,600. I'm sorry, ये दोनों मैं बेच दूंगा और out of the money का option खरीद लूंगा. So as I said, sellers have unlimited risk. So I'll buy options as well out of the money to create wings. I'm sure all those who are hardcore option traders are understanding this, right? But those who are not, for them we have something else as well. So I'm going to show that as well. So this is something that I'm skipping. I'll come quickly to an expiry day strategy which we have come out with on our Spring platform. Okay, lately, I mean 2 weeks back, right? 2 weeks back. So it's an intraday strategy created for trading expiry, mainly Nifty, Bank Nifty and Nifty. It's a moving short straddle strategy initiated to benefit from the theta decay. So as I said, I mean, you have at ATM and OTM options, you have theta only. You don't have any intrinsic value, right? So as I said, that maximum of them go 0. तो अगर वो 0 हो जाता है तो उसको benefit कैसे लेंगे? Expiry day पे तो 0 ही हो जाता है, and it's an intraday strategy. So we sell these options. We sell this option and we manage the delta as well. So if the prices go up, we sell those options. If the prices come down, we again sell those options. And these things happens automatically. You don't need to do it. So what we have done is, first we understand for whom this is. This is for those traders who would want to benefit from the maximum theta decay in a day. So this is an intraday strategy. This is an intraday strategy, and those who wish to have consistent returns on their portfolio every expiry, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, they can do this. Okay. So,
What is theta decay? I don't know.
as I said, ma'am, any option premium has two things: intrinsic value and time value, as I made you understand in the previous slide. So theta decay is that, suppose if your option is not closing in the money is as suppose Nifty is a 10,000 example. Okay, you bought 10,000 call option. If Nifty goes from 10,000 to 10,200, then you will make money. But what if Nifty goes from 10,000 to 9,800? It will become 0. So that premium which you paid will go to 0, right? But that will not go to 0 in the very next day. It will take time. Okay, so there are 30 days to expiry, monthly basis, including Saturday, Sunday. Otherwise you can understand 22 trading sessions, right? So if you have paid 100 rupees, for example, and if you divide by simple calculation, if you divide that by 20, so what is per day theta? 5 rupees. So suppose next day if Nifty is at 10,000, what will be the price? 95. Third day if price is at 10,000, then 90. So every day 5 rupees is getting less from the premium. Getting my point? And last day where it is only 5 rupees. See, this is just a simple way to no, that is a simple way. No, sir, that is a simple way. No. I'm in a simpler form. I'm trying to explain. It's very difficult to make understand someone using Greeks right now. A simple method. Otherwise, it's not that as simple as I said, because it depends on a lot of volatility, implied volatility, IVs. You look at a lot of Greeks and all. So okay, so that also plays quite a role in this. Sometimes it happens so that prices are there only, but IVs are going up and the premiums are not coming down, and it may go up as well, which happened during the latest general election time. That prices, the Nifty was there, the IVs had shot up, or the India VIX has shot up from 10 to 30 plus, and you see the premiums. I mean, IVs have gone to 70, 80 as well. And I mean, I'll tell you, on the day of general election result day, even at 10:30, 11, the IVs were 70, 80, and the option prices were up. I mean, just imagine Bank Nifty's 49,000 or 50,000 call was also trading then at 20 rupees on that particular day, on the expiry day. So that's what it is, right? But this is a simple way to understand, ma'am.
Right. To understand, because I'm telling you, I've never.
So hence I explained
So
you.
is there any training modules in our?
Yes. In
basics,
on our iDirect platform, we have iLearn.
I learn. Acha, this is from basic.
iLearn mein there are a lot of basic options and futures and many other fundamentals, many other things explained there quite lucidly. Yeah. Sorry? Huh? No. No, so this strategy, sir, is available on a Spring platform. So Saurabh will explain you where a Spring platform is there on iDirect. Okay, so you must be logging into iDirect. So there is a platform called Spring onto it, and there is this ready-made strategy available there. He will show that. Okay, so I mean, basically this strategy starts at 9:20 in the morning and ends at 3:15. So these are a lot of details about those strategies which are available on that strategy page itself. So you can go and check that. Okay, so I will just come to this, what to do and what not to do. Okay, in this strategy, what to do is that one should consistently initiate the strategy in order to have a better performance. Okay, I mean, आज मेरा मन किया, I am in a good mood, I will do this strategy. कल मेरा mood खराब हो गया है, I woke up late, I am not going to do this strategy. This may not help you. So consistently, if you do it, anything, any trading or investment, if you do consistently, that will only help you, right? So mutual fund में पैसा क्यों बनता है SIP में? Because every month you are consistently paying that required SIP amount. Hence your returns are going up, right? आज मन किया मैं January में November में you may not make desired results, right? So that is one thing. I mean, what not to do? Obviously, not to choose a day when to do a strategy. So it's all opposite. Strategies developed to help traders to have a disciplined trading and consistently initiating these strategies are advisable. There is a margin requirement for this, okay, which is mentioned in the Spring platform of approximately 5 lakhs. So that margin is required to be had, in the account. And if you don't have a margin, so obviously the strategy will not be active, right? And last thing is that you need to log in every day, okay, and to trade that. That Saurabh will actually show it to you. And this is a strategy which is designed only for Nifty, NSE based indices, that is Nifty, Bank Nifty and Nifty, right? So it starts at 9:20 and ends at 3:15 automatically. Okay, so those who don't know, they can do this. Those who know, they can explore this as well. I mean, we have done this. That is all from my side. If at all we have any Q&A. And do we have that video?
Yes, yes.
Please, I generally do this. I don't know. I mean, I just can't resist. And it's my favorite video, so I'll show this to you as well. I mean, many of you must be doing this. I have done this in my past. So this may help you to understand. We do have paper trading as well. We do have a paper trading is not allowed. Back testing. Sorry. The back testing is allowed. We'll show that to you on the platform. He is playing.
तो वो नीचे चला गया तो मैंने बेच दिया, जैसे ही बेचा वो ऊपर चला गया तो मैंने ले लिया, लेकिन वो नीचे चला गया, मुझे लगा दोबारा ऊपर आएगा तो मैंने और ले लिया, लेकिन वो नीचे ही जाता रहा तो मैंने बेच दिया, जैसे ही बेचा तो वो ऊपर चला गया, मुझे लगा इस बार दोबारा नीचे आएगा तो मैंने नहीं लिया, लेकिन वो ऊपर ही जाता रहा तो मैंने ले लिया, जैसे ही लिया वो नीचे चला गया, मुझे लगा इस बार तो पक्का ऊपर जाएगा तो मैंने और ले लिया, लेकिन हुआ उल्टा, वो और नीचे चला गया तो मैंने बेच दिया, जैसे ही बेचा वो ऊपर चला गया.
So I am sure that many of you must have experienced this in your life, whether it is trading or investment. I have also. Friends, this happens, and for this not to happen, I would have shown you 10 things written. These are the do's and don'ts in your life, whether it is investing and trading. But this is a simple way to make you understand that do not make emotional trading or investment decisions and have a very disciplined approach while doing any sort of investment in life, whether it is, home buying, gold, any instrument, financial instrument as well. A disciplined approach is required. If you do that properly, don't hurt. I'm sure that this market will definitely reward you with good positive returns. That's all from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
How many?
How many scripts are available? I don't think all scripts are...
So nearly 200 stocks are available, sir, for options trading.
Approximately.
You have this one? Right, sure. Okay. So, sir, we will move ahead to a part of the presentation wherein we will talk a little bit on the platform. Since everybody, you saw a lot of things which Raj spoke about, Jay spoke about, so we
we'll actually see it on the platform. But I just wanted to kind of take 5 minutes to talk a little bit on a study that we did on investors, right? This investor was one of the investors, which we kind of associate ourselves because, we at times we also make such mistakes. But what have successful investors also done on ICICI Direct platform is something, which we will kind of see, right? And I just want to kind of take this slide. This number is the retail investors in India, right? Around 15 years or 10 years back, 40 lakh Indians used to invest in stock markets. This number this year should be 4 crores, right? So 4 crore Indians would be investing in stock market. This is still around 4-5% of India population. You compare to US, it's 40-50%. So I'm just saying what Raj was saying today, the dependency on retail money is significantly more, than what we are dependent on FIs, right? And the interest in markets are not just from, Hyderabad, you go to Shimla, you go to small places, people are today kind of interested. And this is apart from the 20,000 crores of money which comes to stock markets, these are direct investors, right? We've seen the returns, stocks, investors have held on to stocks for 5-7 years. The kind of returns investors have made. But before that, let me just kind of, these are images that we've all seen, right, of long-term investing, of how, the growth, has happened in companies' profit, right? And then, if that change happens, the stock prices move up, and we've all seen the stock prices of 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, right? And I think the game in investing is to identify such stocks for the next 10 years, for the next 15 years, right? If you think whether that's going to be defense, whether that's going to be, continued, momentum in banking, or is going to be infra, or is going to be electric vehicle. It is the game is, the returns is kind of been on long-term investing. This is one thing, which I wanted to kind of take, the time that we want to discuss, is that generally people buy a stock, obviously we feel that it's going to go up, right? There is no other reason why we will ever buy a stock if we don't feel it's going to go up. Now when we buy a stock and, let's say ITC, we buy it 450, 460, and, we think that, it's obviously going to go to 500 and 550, and the stock comes down to 430, 420, 410, remains at 420, it's still fine, it's okay. But if it's 1 year, 2 years, the stock comes to 350 rupees, and if now it's 3-4 years, the stock has come to 250 rupees, what happens is the frustration in the mind of the investors is just kind of building, right? You feel bogged down, you feel what a mistake that I made, and the only thing the investors think about is that let's say if the stock comes down to 100 rupees, you think the day it goes back to 400 500 rupees, I'm going to sell the stock, right? Tata Motors is a classic case, right? Tata Motors was 650 rupees trading, they did a preference at 550 rupees, from 550 the stock went to 350, from 200 to 70 rupees. And just imagine for 5 years the stock was languishing at that kind of levels, and investors who have bought it for at 500, 600, even if they bought their average cost down, just look at the kind of frustration which builds on the mind of the investors, right? And then once the stock recovers, people kind of, whoever bought at that point of time, they sell, right? They kind of exit. It is natural human tendency, it's not, which is generally what people do. But however, if you see a stock still moving up, that means the old guys have exited and there are fresh hands which are kind of getting the stock. So one of the learnings, which you would have heard about is when a stock breaks its 52-week high, 600 rupees, Tata Motors crossed its high, actually there are more strong hands who are buying the stock, right? So it actually is a sign of momentum than a sign of weakness, right? And that's what also happens at lifetime highs, right? At 23,500, Nifty is there because there are more people buying it. So I'm saying obviously there is fear, one should put caution, but one shouldn't kind of, just fear heights. So anyway, then this is all born on human behavior. But what we've seen actually, and this is the data, the 0 month is the month you bought the stock, 12 month is, 12 months, 24 months and 30 months. So investors who bought stocks, retail investors on ICICI Direct platform, if they held on to the stocks for 2 years and above, they kind of made money in the markets, right? We further split this into large cap stocks and small cap stocks. Large cap stocks are top 100 companies in India, and small caps are outside 500 companies in India. So, I'm just trying to kind of keep it simple. If you see here, investors who've kept on to large cap, good quality stocks, they've actually been better off versus investors who bought some small cap, hearing from someone else ki ye stock acha hai, aap isko kharid lo, I mean, our data kind of doesn't suggest that they've kind of made, money. I mean, I'm going to talk a little bit more slides and then come to mid caps also. And one of the approach also that we've seen of investors is that investors actually, somehow they over concentrate portfolios, right? They think that ये stock है, ITC है, या Tata Motors. I'm saying I'm going to put all my wealth in that and वो double हो जाएगा तो मेरा अच्छा return बन जाएगा, right? I mean that's also a feeling, at times JP Associate, at times so many Suzlon. I mean people over concentrate portfolios, right? What we have seen, and these are the number of shares which are there in the customer's account: 1 to 3 shares, 4 to 7 shares, 10 shares and above. What we've seen is investors who have made the best returns are people who have had, decent allocation, equal allocation across stocks, which is very, very important, right? Having 15, 20, 25% allocation in a single stock, our experience with investors haven't kind of been so great. And there also, if you split it, Nifty 100, which are the top 100 companies in India, and outside Nifty 500, investors had the best return in Nifty 500, 100 stocks, right? So I'm saying one is diversification, have, decent allocation in each stock, don't go overboard. I think that's very, very important, right? When you're investing in markets, and this is data of investors like us, right? So, this is what investors have done it, have benefited in the markets. And even if you want to do small caps, there also, you should diversify, because if one of the best, don't go well, there are others, which kind of make money for you. The other thing is averaging, right? A lot of people average, and which is good, because you buy the dips, right? And in long-term investing, buying the dips kind of has worked. What we looked at is what price do you kind of buy. So let's say ITC trading at 450 rupees, you want to make entry in the stock, it comes down to 445, 440, you again buy. It comes down to 430, you again kind of again buy. So what happens is eventually after 2-3 months, you're fully invested, and when it comes to 380, 390 rupees, people don't sit on cash, and then you actually can't buy the stock, and then you're holding onto the stock, right? So, what we've seen is investors who've kind of had a decent strategy of averaging, 5%, 10%, there is a, if the stock has fallen, then average it, we've kind of seen them make better returns. So, I'm saying buying the dips is important, and obviously, the stock falls for various reasons. One, it could be a company-specific issue, or it could be a market issue, and the market issues are better because, that company may have not done anything. If it's a company issue, then, you may obviously recalibrate as to why you're investing. The important thing, which I wanted to kind of, last thing I want to tell you is this is again returns of investors. These are investors' returns. These are not stock returns. Stocks have done very well, right? Small cap stock would have done very well, but investors, see what happens with small cap. And again, I just want to now explain you what what we observe is that there are two kind of people. One who are very, who will know the company. They will go to the plant, they are very, very familiar, right? Ki a company, what does it make, what does it do? And so I'm saying when the stock falls by 20-30%, they're not worried, because they think, it's a good company, there is a growth, and they'll hold on 5-10 years. But many of investors don't build that capability. They hear from people ki acha stock hai, or they buy, and then when it goes down 30-40%, you feel that this is not, it kind of stresses you out, and then people exit such stocks. So I'm saying if you want to do small cap investing, mid cap investing, you should really build more knowledge, conviction, have decent allocation. Then that really pays off. But otherwise, sticking with large cap, good companies, they've paid off for investors, right? And this is here for us to see. We have seen, you can look at, pick up any stock over the last 5 years. We're not even going back to 20 years, right? We're going back to 5 years, going back to 7 years. Large cap investing has played, right? So, of all the things that we want to kind of share with you, I think the key word, we have a decent allocation, keep on investing. I think Raj spoke a lot about that. India is a, we all hear in television, well, India is a, we would be at 2035, we would be into a diminishing population, right? Till 2035, India is going to, the population will only increase. When the workforce increases, at the kind of 20 years of age, there is a J curve which gets created. So I'm saying our economies will grow, and people who invested for long term and have created wealth, right? So I think this is just what I want to kind of show to you as a starter, and then we kind of move a little bit on the platform, because many of you are avid users of the platform. So we kind of just show you on the platform now. It will log in. Yeah, thanks. I'm audible, right? Thank you, I think. Yeah. The slide नीचे है इसमें? नहीं. Yeah, so I'll just log into the account. Generally, how do you log in? You log into the account through OTPs, right? I mean, you have to enter your user ID, password, and then OTP. I believe some of you may be aware that you may not require to log into an account through the OTP. You can log in through the QR code, right? So, I mean, as I see it, as you see here, I mean, I've just opened my ICICI Direct app, and on the ICICI Direct app, I've just face scanned, the QR code, and I'm logged into my account, right? So I don't have to, I mean, if I'm using anyone's account, I don't call up anyone, I don't have to kind of enter, wait for OTP. I think the login process kind of really becomes simple, if you are using the QR code, right? Then what we have introduced is a watch list, and I'm just kind of show you some of the features on the account. So how many of you are aware about, by the way, on eATM, let me, for the benefit of everybody, if you happen to sell a stock on a Friday, the money comes to your account when? Friday is one day, T-day, Saturday, Sunday is an off. Monday, end of the day, the money will come to your account. With ICICI Direct eATM, if you sell a stock, you could get the cash in your savings account, within 5 minutes of selling a stock, right? So if you happen to sell a stock at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, you could get the cash in your savings account within 5 minutes, right? So you don't have to wait for a day or for T+1 day. You could use that limit when you sell a stock. 75% of the limit is credited to you, and you could even use that limit to buy further stocks also in the market, right? I mean, so let me just 75% is credited immediately, and the next 25% gets credited on T+1 day. Yeah, I mean, the limits are 50,000 rupees default for all accounts, and for the kind of prime plan that you would have had, it goes even up to 1 crore rupees. So it kind of really helps you, get the liquidity, not wait for 2-3 days to get your funds, right? I just want to kind of showcase you some of the things also which we have done on the platform, and the first important thing which I wanted to showcase you is on GTT orders. I don't know how many of you are seen that. But let's say there are two aspects to GTT. If I want to buy a stock, let's say ITC, 419 rupees is trading at right now. I want to buy, and I want to keep an order that when it comes to 450, 470, whatever price I decide, please book the profit for me. I will not stay in the system. I may not be accessing my system at all point of time. And you can place an order at 450 rupees, 480 rupees, as I said, any price that you want. And the system will ensure that the day that for the price of yours come in the next 1 year, our system will automatically book profits for you. Right? So that is there, on our GTT orders, is there on our website very soon. Sir, all stocks, everything, is available. It's also there on the FNO segment as well. I mean, you can just place a GTT order, and you can also, if you choose, you can place a stop loss as well. So let's say, you don't want to hold the stock. If it goes below 400 rupees, you can decide, or you want to choose not to put a stop loss, you can even decide that. So that flexibility kind of, for whole year, right? So you can sit, and you don't have to worry that if the stock will fall big, then you will lose a lot on it. What you're doing is you are keeping a profit and a stop loss order together. And then you kind of don't have to worry on markets going significantly lower, because you already have a stop loss, right? Yes. Yeah, so I'll explain that, sir. You'll have to cancel that order, and then you have to place a fresh order. But let me just, kind of elaborate GTT. I think your questions will get covered as well. One of the other important use case of GTT is to lock in your profits, right? I mean, what is happening in the market today is a lot of investors are sitting on large profits. I mean, so let's say, you bought, any stock, let's say a Tata Motors at 600 rupees, the stock is trading at 990 rupees, and you're happy and you think the stock will go to 1100 rupees, 1200 rupees, right? But the fear is that if the stock comes back to 900, 800 rupees, you kind of lose a lot, whatever, good profit that you made, you lose that profit. With GTT, what you can do is, you can also lock in your profits, right? So which means that if I have bought Tata Motors at 600, today is trading at 980 rupees, I can place a GTT order at 940. I'm just taking 940 an example. And what system will do is, the moment 940 comes, it will sell the stock. My 940 minus 600 rupees profit will be ensured in my account, right? I think, this is something, which you can simply go here on GTT. You can even go through the, this one, your demat account, your portfolio, and just place a GTT order. Let's say, I place ITC GTT at 420 rupees. Though the stock, or let's say at 400 rupees, let's say, if I bought it at 250. I can put this and I can ensure that my profit is locked. The order will be valid for the next 1 year, right? So I think from an investor point of view, the biggest fear or people, take decisions is that ki abhi stock gir jayega, budget aa raha hai, bahut overvalue ho gaya hai, Nifty is at all time high. If the stock falls, let me book my profit right now itself. So instead of that, you could place a GTT order, right? If you think that, I'm saying Tata Motors 86 rupees trading at, you can put a GTT order at 970. Right, all that you do losing is 15 rupees. But if the stock goes to 1025, you ride the upside. So I'm saying that capability today exists on the platform, will not apply, because we are keeping the order at our end, and we are matching the price on a real-time basis. And the moment the price is triggered at the exchange, we are triggering the order, right? So it is no circuit limit that no, ma'am, it's not at all an option. Yes, you all that, and okay, so let me just add to it. Obviously, when the sell will happen, the shares have to be there in the account, because if the shares are not there in the account, the order will not go through. So the shares have to be there in the account, ma'am. And if you're buying an order price, if you put a buy price, then the cash has to be there in the account, right? So it is not an option. It is a proper money that has to be there, or shares has to be there in your account. Let me, with your permission, if I can just kind of continue, I will obviously take the questions, as we go. But sir, since you've raised your hand, please. Yeah. Right. So, sir, what happens? Yes, let me explain that to you. So, what he's saying is that the stock is trading at, let's say, 100 rupees, right? I have kept a stop loss, let's say, at 95 rupees, right? Now, there is a 95 is my trigger price, right? It's going to trigger at 95 rupees. But, sir, we have been trading in the markets for years. We understand that there is a difference between the bid-ask spread, right? You may enter at 95, but it may not get executed at 95. It may get executed at 94.30, 94.10, or I'm saying, at a very different price, because there is a buyers and sellers, there are difference, right? The bid-asks are different. So what we do is, we always keep a trigger price with a limit price. Let's say 95 rupees I've triggered, and 93 is the limit, which means it will not sell below 93. So I'm saying a lot of times you would have heard about wavered execution. You bought something and the price is very different. So hence this limit and trigger price is differently kept, which is there. So, yeah. Sorry? Sorry, sir? You keep your decide. The gap down agar hoga, so yeah. So, yeah. So after market also, let's say you bought ITC at 420 rupees, you kept a stop loss at 410 rupees, right? And you've kept a limit price of 408 rupees, right? Now suppose the stop gaps down to 405, right? If the stop gaps down to even the stop loss that you had, then it will not trigger, because you have kept your minimum selling price at 408 rupees, right? So whatever is the min price that you have kept, only on that price it will go and sell. It will not go and sell at any price in the market, because then that is the price you may not have intended to sell. So if you want to kind of keep a lower price, you can keep a lower 5-10% lower price also, 20% lower price also. Yeah. So, sir, as I said, if the price is hit, it will execute. If the price has not hit and it has gone below the price, then it will not execute. It will hold on to that level. And right, so I'm saying it will never execute at the price below you have set, right? So let me, sir, in the interest of time, in the interest of, as we flow, let me move on. I'm here. So sir, I can assure you that we will take all the questions. Just allow us, there are a few more agendas that we want to cover, right? I just want to kind of talk about MTF. I'm sure many of you would have actually experienced MTF, but just for people who have not done MTF, let me just explain what it is, right? So let's say budgets are coming, right? And there are anticipation in the budgets that what Raj was speaking about. Something can be done for agriculture, something can be done for fertilizer stocks, right? Or I'm saying infra, capex. So you want to buy a stock at this point of time for the next 15, 20 days time, 25 days time. And as in life, always we don't sit on cash, right? Would be invested somewhere else, some other stocks, some mutual funds. So, we're not sitting on cash. With what happens with MTF is you could use your existing holdings that you have in your account. You could create a pledge on that. You will get a limit on that stock, and you could use that to buy stocks, which you can then hold on for next 15 days, 1 month, 6 months, to up to 1 year. Let me add some nuances because it is important to understand this subject a little better. But let me just kind of illustrate with a trade. Let's say on NSE, if I go and if I want to buy ITC, so if you see here, I want to buy ITC 1000 shares. Yeah. And I will just use, let's say, pay later with MTF. So can you see here the value that I was. This is fine? Yes. Thanks. Sorry. Yeah. So I'm saying, as you can see here, I just have to choose this option of pay later, and the amount that I have to pay is only going to be, almost 30%, 40% of the amount, and this amount can be used by my shares. Right now, since you have not paid for the amount, since this amount has not been fully paid, there is an interest which is charged, right? And the interest is, at ICICI Direct with our prime option plans, we offer amongst the lowest rate will be 9.69% on a daily basis. So I'm saying however days you have hold. So if you have hold 15 days, it will only be charged 15 days. So around 0.25 paisa per day. So for that number of days that you've held the interest, the only interest will be charged in an account, and you can buy the stocks. Also, I want to add two more important things. So with your permission, let me just, just continue, and then I think many of the doubts also will get cleared. Is even the dividends also get credited to your account, right? So right now Q1 is there, a lot of the companies issue dividends, right? So on the entire value of 4 lakh rupees, the stock that you purchased, the entire dividend is credited to your account, right? In MTF, one thing is very, very important is that you have to pledge the shares, right? The shares are, this is a share where it's not a fully paid share, right? Sorry, the amount is partially paid. So the shares will get credited to your demat account only, right? But it will be pledged in the name of the broker, right? In the name of ICICI Securities. Pledging happens by NSDL, and NSDL sends an SMS OTP, link to the investors every day after around 5:30 till 10 o'clock. That point of time, investors have to log into that NSDL SMS, and confirm the pledge. It is very, very important because if whatever reasons, if that pledge does not happen, sir and ma'am, you are aware about the kind of misuse of pledge which has been in the industry for many years. Brokers have misused customers' shares. The shares, we will consider that as an unpledged share and then close the position next day morning. Unfortunate it is, but there is no other way to deal with it because the customer has not confirmed the pledge. We cannot take the shares in our account. There is no question of ICICI holding a share of a customer in their own pool account. Many brokers have done that in the past, and SEBI is completely against it. So you have to pledge the shares by 10 p.m. in the night. I understand at times, the pledge link goes late, but I think, however it may be, that's the process. So, so the thing is, you can buy online. Very simple. You can, then view your positions. You have to confirm the pledge by the evening. And once you have done that, you can hold the stock for next 1 year, up to 1 year, right? The last thing, I'm not going to get into too much technicals because there are a lot of things that I want to cover today. There is a minimum margin because you're paid, not fully amount. There is a minimum margin which shows on the open position page. More details, we could discuss that in the Q&A. I just want to kind of, in the interest of time, I just want to kind of move ahead, right? I just want to show you a couple of things on family portfolio. I think many of you would have seen that, but I still will show that to you here, that you could link your family accounts and track your family accounts in a single place, right? Many of the investors are not just operating their own accounts. You're operating somebody is operating husband's account, somebody is operating the wife's account, somebody is operating their father's account. And you have to log into that account every day, then ask for OTP, and see how the stocks are doing. On family portfolio on ICICIdirect.com, you could, map as many as 10 family accounts, and then through a single login, look at how the stocks in that account is doing well. So you get a full view of your family portfolio at all point of time, right? What you have to do is, you just have to send a family request to the account holder. The account holder has to log into their account and then confirm that request, and you see that, on your account, right? So this is on the portfolio, so you can, look at that. I just want to kind of showcase you a couple of important things as well, as we move along. is tax harvesting, right? I mean, June 15th was the advanced tax deadline. I mean, investors had to pay tax. And taxation is based in India is on FIFO basis. So if you bought, let's say, Reliance, 1,000 shares, again 200 shares, again 50 shares, again 25 shares, sold 25 shares, bought 100, sold 25. There is a lot of transactions that you've done on a single stock. In India, it has to be long-term, short-term, basis FIFO. So 2 years back, first what you bought has to be first adjusted to selling, and then you kind of buy. And then there was also a clause of grandfathering. 2018 price, grandfathering price. So we have factored all that and showcased to you what is your tax liability. And we also showcase to you what is the tax where you can save taxes. So there are some stocks, you may not be doing well, and you could, sell those stocks, buy them after 1-2 days, and then save your tax liability. On taxation, I just want to tell one thing, sir and ma'am. It is very, very important to file your taxation. A lot of people don't even file income tax returns or capital gains on their income tax returns. I'll tell you why it is important is because suppose you have a bad year. Let's say you had a bad year where there was a 2 lakh rupees of loss in the account. If you file your capital gains for the next 8 years, whenever you have profits, you will first offset against that loss and pay tax on the residual amount. I just want to kind of please request you to please file capital gains. It is not very difficult. The information is available, and the same applies to FNO as well. In FNO, if you have a bad year, you can file that. If you have not filed in income tax returns, there is no way that income tax will know about it, and there is no later year adjustments, right? Please file your capital gains on the cash side, on the FNO side. The values are easily available to on the ICICI Direct platform, and all that you do is you can get the benefit of the next 8 years, right? So I just wanted to kind of show you. I also want to kind of show you a couple of more things on equities before then I move to futures and options. Is a lot of investors want to create their own portfolio, right? I mean, I want to create my portfolio, which is, let's say, my retirement portfolio. Stocks that I don't want to sell for the next 5 years, 10 years, or, let's say a thematic portfolio like chemicals. I want to kind of invest in a chemical stock. So what I can do is on ICICI Direct, I can go and I can create my own portfolio, right? I mean, let's say I want to buy ITC, I want to buy NTPC, I want to buy, let's say, HDFC Bank. So I am creating my portfolio. I can change the weights of the stocks that I want to create. I mean, I've added 3, I can add 10, and I can name that portfolio. Let's say long-term holding, and then I can describe, and then I can set up an SIP in these stocks, or I could do a one sum. So I'm saying I could manage my portfolio. A lot of people do that. A lot of people feel that Ayodhya stocks will do well. I mean, Lemon Tree will do well, or road construction in that sector will do well. I can create a specialized portfolio and then keep on investing on that, right? And once you've created your portfolio, you could even track them separately, right? I mean, how that portfolio is doing. You could track that. How is it return? How is the returns versus Nifty? I mean, what are the key ratios? So I'm saying you can customize your own portfolio. Or you could kind of look at ICICI Direct portfolios, and I'm going to spend some time on that as to what are the stocks, right? I mean, if you're thinking about hydrogen, green hydrogen is a key thing. What are the top stocks in that? Is something which you can get here on ICICI Direct across themes. Whether it is, let's say, travel theme, or it is defense theme. or it is, let's say, electric vehicle, right? I mean, electric vehicle is not just about Tata Motors. It's about batteries, right? Whether it is Exide or Ramaraja, or whether it is, the engineering of the car, which is Tata Tech or KPIT. What are the top stocks, best stocks? I mean, you could kind of see from ICICI Direct analyst on one-click equities, right? I just want to kind of keep moving ahead. There is something called WhatsApp subscription on ICICI Direct, wherein whatever dividends come to your account, you could subscribe for that, and you could get a WhatsApp alert on such dividends. So let's say if you're holding 5,000 shares of, let's say, a stock into 2 rupee dividend, 10,000 rupee dividend has got to your credited to your account, you will get a WhatsApp that, this much amount if you hold it to the record date, because every stock, the dividend is eligible only till record date. So that information will come to your account. These are all free for charges. There are no charges that, you have to pay, but you could kind of subscribe for it and you can get it on your account. Even our research, which I now want to kind of come to, one of the most popular, tools which customers use on ICICI Direct are Gladiator stocks. And, so on ma'am, the kind of performance on the Gladiator stocks, and you can see here,
let me just open Gladiator here. It's on iClick to invest. It also comes as an app notification. 10-year, our strike rate has been 78%. 10-year strike rate, which means out of 100 recommendations that we given, 78 recommendations have made money for investors, which means that, out of 10, it is almost 8 recommendations, right? And, I can tell you today the kind of followership which Gladiator has, people, not just I'm saying here, you go to family offices, you go to across the country, people wait for Gladiators and, they kind of buy the stock. There's large money which in fact kind of rides on. If you look at latest Kajaria cement, we would have given ceramics, we would have given at 1330. Stock moved up. I'm saying, and you can look at the kind of stocks, right? Whether it is Hindustan Aeronautics, 5,000 rupees, we would have recommended our customers. Few days the stock was at 5,400. Across categories, NTPC would be talking about from 240 levels. We are talking to our investors to buy NTPC. I'm telling you, sir and ma'am, this is something which a lot of customers use. There is only one thing which is important to know in Gladiator is if we are recommending 10 and we are talking about 80% strike rate, then please invest in all 10 stocks. Even if you're investing 50,000 rupees, 20,000 rupees, 1 lakh rupees, whatever amount that you're investing, it has to be equally allocated, right? So let's say, at this point of time, we would have given a Gladiator on State Bank of India or LIC or Reliance, or NTPC and Larsen & Toubro. So I'm saying, all the 5 stocks, 10 stocks that in a month, our research team would typically give around 8 to 10 stocks. And then, over the next 2-3 months, we keep on booking profits as well. So, I'm saying you can use Gladiator, on your account, whenever you kind of trading, right? I just want to kind of spend some few minutes on F&O because a lot of people do F&O trading on ICICI Direct. We kind of saw that, and one of the things that we've introduced would be flash trade. Which is, I will tell you, have 2 benefits for all people who trade in F&O. Is one of the kind of, is the kind of speed, right? When you trade options, you would want to kind of, look at the charts. You would like to, let's say, this is a Bollinger Band that I've made, and you see the price. The price is, let's say, let me remove the band first. You see the price here. You're seeing it's near the bottom. Sorry, and you may want to kind of build an indicator, and you look at an indicator on the charts and you see it's near the support levels and you want to kind of trade this. Any typical platform that you will go, you will first go to orders, then you will place order, then you will place an order, then you will go to order book or trade open positions and then trade and then close, then you come back to your positions page. On flash trade, you could kind of look at the charts on your screen at this point of time. Sorry, I just missed you. Yeah. So I will just understand this question a little better from you. Yeah. Yeah.
Takes 3 multiples by itself would be easy. Only it is restricting order only the specified quantity.
Okay. So, so if I could hear what you said, just repeat again, sir, if you could. I could.
First thing, when we using the flash trade, there price action and line have the difference.
Price action and line are different.
Means trading amount figure, for example, Bank Nifty or Fin Nifty, if I are going to be taking call or put, for example, 200 rupees there is a trade, but it is showing 190 or 195 or 205, 201.
On where? On the price chart?
Chart is showing 1, figure is showing 1.
Okay.
And one more thing, for example, if I want to buy more quantity, so generally 1 or 2 different platforms are giving. If, for example, for 2000 if I put it, multiple orders, it is only converting itself. But your platform is only you do by 900 by 900, 200 by 200.
Sure. So I've heard the second question, and
this is, see, by system only if it is taking, it is easy. Because of, see, once if we put the order and see that rate will be changes. Different ways.
Right. So, sir, I've understood your question. Thank you. Let me just kind of take that.
This is your practical experience, and whatever the algos, if you have started with the platform, or you started the platform with the algos,
Algo trading is started yours?
Yeah. So, sir, can I request you to,
Yeah, okay. This is what I observed. I told.
Sure. So let me answer the second question. So what he's saying is that the NSE quantity is 900 and you want to place 9,000 quantity. I mean, what typically happens is that you place 900 10 times, right? The suggestion sir has is that you place 9,000 at one point of time and then it automatically slices into 10 slices and sends it. So this capability is very much there on the platform. I mean, we'll show that to you as we go in the presentation. You can slice your orders. So, and it typically happens during expiry day. What happens, the premiums are very low, right? 5 rupees, 10 rupee premium, and somebody may not just do 900, you may do 90,000 quantity also, right? So I'm saying that capability exists. We will show that to you, as we kind of, just move ahead on the presentation. But I just want to kind of tell you, on flash trade, you could see your screen trades here. And for people who are option writers, they could even also, set as option buyer or option writer. Both the capabilities are there. And the brokerage that you pay on a trade is 7 rupees per order, right? So whenever you're trading, it's not going to be 20 rupees, it's not going to be anything else, it is going to be 700 rupees per order. So if you're doing 900 quantity of Bank Nifty, or if you're doing 500 quantity, I'm saying 450 quantity of Bank Nifty, any quantity, the brokerage will be flat 7 rupees per order, right? How do you opt for the brokerage? You just go to settings, and on settings you go to my brokerage plan, and you can click on add-on plans here on the website, and under add-on plans you will see mapped to option 7 rupees. Please do that. No, there are no charges for that. 7 rupees per order flat is what you will get charged when you trade options, right? I just want to kind of showcase you a couple of more things. One was, which one of the client asked was that if I want to do strategies, right? I mean, let's say, I think the markets are 23,500. It's going to be, it's kind of range bound, may not, till the budget, may not kind of directly move, right? So I want to do short straddles, right? I want to sell a call and a put. But, I obviously feel that, if the market moves up, then I can have a risk. So what people do is, they do a condor strategy, right? Which means they sell call and put, and then they buy call and, puts as well, so that the hedge is there. Now you want to execute a 4-leg option strategy on ICICI Direct. You could just click on the strategy name and you can see your payoff, right? I mean, this strategy will have a 213 rupee payoff, negative payoff, and a max payoff, at 1036. And you can see your margins, 29,000 rupees here, and then you can execute a trade, right? So I'm saying it makes, people who do option strategies, and it is much better because even if you're a lot of people during expiry days, they write options, and you can buy an out of the money options because it reduces the risk and reduces the margin as well, right? So I'm saying you can do that. So sir, you can see that in the open position, and then on the open position you can exit. This is about entry, and then you exit the trade from your open position, and there also we have given an option. You can select multiple four legs, and then you can exit such trades, right? So let me, keep a little moving on some of the platform features, right? So one of the things that's also there is, it's a new thing which you must explore, is on multi-leg options trading, right? How many of you trade options? When you trade options, you would like to trade 2 legs together, right? I may like to sell a call and a put, and for me, then it doesn't matter whether the call goes up or the put goes up. The overall, if I'm making money, I want to kind of exit the strategy, right? So we today have capabilities wherein, I could, let's say, decide, take a call position, put both. I can define as many strategies, right? And I could go here. I could, let's say, it's a sell strategy. I could sell. And I can put a maximum profit and a maximum stop loss for a strategy level. So individual legs doesn't matter. It is a strategy which matters, right? So I'm saying you could then trade at a combined strategy that, you've done a condor, you've done a short straddle, you could do that, on the platform in a single side, right? I just want to also kind of take one detour, and I want to showcase to you the watch list. So a lot of people, when they trade, they want to kind of look at their stocks, they want to kind of look at the option chain. So all that there on the platform, whenever you're trading, you could look at the chain. So, let's say, let me look at, let's say, ITC, for example. It's not my favorite stock, but, since I'm kind of referred it many times, what you can see here is, you can see the stock price, you can see the open interest, right? So at 80 lakh contracts is trading at the strike rate of 427, right? That means it is a big resistance for the stock, and if it breaks that level, then there will be further I'm saying people, the call writers will write. Similarly, this is just a glance that you get, right? On the downside, you can see on the put side, in fact, there are not many puts which are written. The maximum is around 410 levels, right? So 410 level, you can see around 14 lakhs open interest, and expiry is next week. So if 14 lakhs, 410 breaks, then the stock has a further, velocity. So I'm saying all that information is what you see here. People who love charts, right? We've integrated with TradingView charts. You can open up multiple charts across windows, and you could even kind of create, look at, let's say, 4 charts together, right? I want to kind of look at Nifty, I want to look at Bank Nifty, I want to look at Reliance. So all that capability is something which is there on the platform when you're trading, right? Because a lot of people, when they trade, you like to trade with a trend line up, people have become evolved traders, right? So the platform gives you that capability. And you can see your orders, you can see positions, everything you can see in a single screen when you're trading, right? So on FNO, one of the things that we've launched, which is something which is I think for traders who are one must use is backtester, right? What backtesting does it, whatever strategy that you have, let's say I want to have a strategy, just giving a name here. Let's say, I want to, so what do people think, right? Ki after 9:25 there is a lot of volatility, 9:30 there is a lot of volatility, 9:45, 9:50 volatility subsides, and 3 o'clock before, the VWAP is run, or after European markets, मैं अपना strategy exit कर दूंगा. तो मैं 9:45 I'll enter, 9 or 2:30 I will exit. Let's say, that is one of the strategies that not many, a lot of people have. So I could, backtest this strategy. I could give my time, I could look at the days ki expiry ke din karu ki non-expiry ke din karu, right? And I could then see, that what my strategy would have actually given, whether it would have made money for me or not before I'm trading, right? So I could look at, let's say, some years of data, right? it takes around, you can enter the time frame, ki aapko kis time frame ke liye backtest karna hai. I'm doing it for 3 months, right? And and this takes around 45 seconds for the backtesting results to come, but you will get the results ki if you do this strategy aapko paisa banta ki nahi banta. Agar then you could find in your strategy, you could find in your stop loss, you could find on your target price, all that capability. Something before getting the trade, you could kind of see whether the trade would have worked for you or not, at least on past data, right? As I said, it takes around 45-50 seconds to come, but you could backtest your strategies on ICICI Direct. All this is a free. There are no charges, for backtesting, performing, backtesting on ICICI, right? I can just maybe wait for a few more seconds for the results to come. You will kind of see the payoff, right? And if the payoff has not worked for you, just don't take the strategy, right? Or improve the strategy, right? So I'm saying this is something which is there, but yeah. So you can see here, the strategy will keep on plotting, right? You will see here whether the strategy would have worked for you or not. And if it is not working for you, don't do it, right? Something helps you kind of get a better trade, right? So if you look at it, the strategy, it kind of will give the results. So this is a capability which is there on the platform, right? I want to kind of go to what some of the clients actually spoke about was on slicing of orders, right? So let's say you want to slice an order Nifty, and this is for cash equity and options, as well. So Nifty, 24,000 call option trading at 8 rupees. I want to trade, let's say, 10,000 shares, and I want to slice at, let's say, 500 each. I could define my price. Let's say I want to buy this between 8 rupees to 9 rupees, right? Sorry, it has to be reverse. And the trades will go through, right? I don't have to kind of then sit and try it. It will be like 1 second, every 1 second, the system will go execute the trades for me. And per order, the brokerage will be only 7 rupees flat, right? It will be 7 rupees per order, whatever slicing quantity you are putting, right? So if you're, let's say, putting slicing quantity of 750, I'm saying for whatever slicing quantity you've done, it will be 7 rupee flat. You just have to opt for the, the plan, 7 rupee plan on ICICI Direct, right? So I think that's, that's something which is there. And for people, who do again trading on our platform, I mean, what you can do is you can keep your stop loss. Let me just take an example here, right? Nifty 23,500 options I want to trade, call options I want to trade, and I want to trade, let's say 200 contracts, and I want to enter not entire 200 at once. I want to slice it. कि भाई एक साथ I don't want to enter the market. I want to kind of wait कि अगर 3 रुपए नीचे आता है. So what I can do is average entry difference I keep 3 rupees. That means what? 109.95 is what I'm starting. 3 रुपए नीचे आएगा 106. 3 rupees नीचे आएगा 103. So it'll keep on buying 50, 200 shares for me, and I can put my take profit, which is 5 rupees. So the moment, it goes up, then the system will automatically book my profits. So I'm saying people are sitting on the screen, वो ऊपर जाता है, नीचे आता है, generally people, it's not systematic, the way we trade, right? I mean, when it goes up, we think, नहीं और ऊपर जाएगा, we don't sell. So I'm saying, आप यहाँ पे systematic way में, you could kind of program, keep your, entry prices and your profit booking prices on the system. And जैसे जैसे वो होगा, system will automatically execute all that. So that kind of capability today is what we have on the platform, when you're trading, right? So, sorry, mic on there. नहीं इसको बोलो. नहीं, sorry, you can, sir. So, 50. Price is 50. It's okay, sir. You can, I mean, come closer, or maybe I could kind of. आप यहाँ पास में आ जाइए, sir. Sir, okay, so let me articulate what he's saying. Sir क्या बोल रहे हैं? Sir बोल रहे हैं कि अभी हमने 200 पे buy किया. 200 is my total trade, right? 50, 50, right? तो हमने 200 करके buy किया. 100 रुपया था, 95 रुपीस था, 90 रुपीस था, 85 रुपीस था, 80 रुपीस था. Now, they done a trade. अभी वो 70 रुपीस हो गया. So there is not strategy level. वो तो आपको मैनुअली मॉनिटर करके ही ट्रेड करना पड़ेगा. अब वो तो मार्केट में रिस्क है, बट उसके लिए अल्टरनेटिव, नो यू राइट, उसके लिए अल्टरनेटिव इज कि फिर आप जीटीडी यूज कीजिए, बिकॉज या करेक्ट. जितना क्वांटिटी आप डालोगे, मतलब व्हाटएवर मैक्सिमम क्वांटिटी आप पुटिंग, दैट ओनली द सिस्टम विल पुट. बट यू आर राइट, देयर इज नो स्ट्रैटेजी लेवल स्टॉप लॉस और स्ट्रैटेजी लेवल प्रॉफिट दैट वी हैव. Yeah. At the time I lost total. No, so sir, I mean, one thing I have already told in the beginning, option trading has its own risk, and I don't want to
Stop loss.
Yeah. I am cognizant of that fact that there can be a strategy level stop loss. At this point, we have not kept it because many people may not want to execute it. They want to kind of go for the rebound. But I'm cognizant of your feedback, sir. Right? And I was just showcasing you that we have the capability of a GTT order in options also. So you want to place a GTT order, you're buying something at 145, you can place a stop loss and a profit price together. The last thing I want to talk about options and then kind of open up for Q&A is that on ICICI Direct, you could use your shares as margin, create limits on that, and if you are using writing options for that or doing futures, for intraday there is no interest rate. For overnight also, in our prime plan there is no interest rate, right? You will pay 0% interest, and we don't charge, there is no requirement of 50-50 cash margin. You would have heard in some places there are 50% cash requirement, and I said that you can use your entire shares and then place that to create limits, right? So I just want to kind of pause. I understand that I mean there is some refreshments outside for people who want to kind of stay and ask questions. We're happy to kind of take that. I want to thank you everyone for listening to us, coming here. I really appreciate, value your points. I mean, we are here for Q&A. For people who want to kind of exit for the refreshments, please feel free. Yes, ma'am.
What about the covered call? How are we supposed to take that? And also, how should we take the advantage of the shares that are existing in the chart?
Yeah.
And then make an advantage.
Yeah.
For example, there is the Bajaj Finance.
इनको वो mic.
Quantities.
Yeah.
There is a